नहीं, but some people have issues, so some officers don't allow. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead. We are doing a subject called direct tax for CA intermediate, 50 marks. 50 marks syllabus. We are done with. चल स्टैंडिंग एंड स्टेयरिंग, हाँ नहीं इतना भी अच्छा नहीं दिखता यार. We are done with our second head of income in income tax law, but first in class to make things in class convenient. Okay, let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be your first head of income in income tax law. Class mein we are doing it second for convenience because house property being an easy chapter, we got the feeling that okay, we are comfortable with heads of income, the most important part. We now go to charging section. You will tell me first head of income under income tax law. Oh, first head of income under income tax law, income from salary. Charging section, you will have to tell me. Charging section 15. What is the role of charging section? It is this section which says, hey, do you have income from salary? Pay tax. Just like what is the charging section of house property? 22. 22 says if you have rental income, pay tax. Likewise, section 15 says if you have income from salary, it is going to be taxable. This is your first head of income in income tax law. Obviously, 15 comes before 22. Just like at the start of the chapter income from house property, we first studied some basic introductory conditions of the chapter income from house property. We will do the same thing. We will start the chapter salary with some general points to be noted. More importantly, the condition that will trigger salary. For example, there were 3 conditions that trigger income from house property. The 3 conditions that trigger income from house property were building, owner, not doing business. Arey bolo, building, owner, not doing business. If we fulfill 3 conditions, the house property will arise. Likewise, there is some condition which is going to trigger, activate your income from salary as well. Correct? And there is only one condition. Unlike house property where we had 3 conditions. 3 conditions fulfilled, then income from house property. No, here we have only one condition. Because this is the only condition to trigger your income from salary, this is called essence of the head called salary. This is the essence. Essence matlab, if you have this, then it is going to be salary. Otherwise, it is not going to be income from salary. Only condition, one condition, deciding condition. It is this or not this. Agar ye condition fulfilled hai, so the income will be salary. Otherwise, it will be anything else but not income from salary. In order to understand this, we will have to take a small case study in front of us. We have 2 situations, situation 1 and situation 2. 2 situations, 1 and 2. For example, a gentleman. What's your name? Khushit. K-U-K-H-U-S-H-I-T. Mr. K. Mr. K, a very, very successful and qualified chartered accountant, but as per nature is getting late for work. So the common part I am writing at the center. Mr. K getting late for work. Situation 1 mein he is traveling by own car, and situation 2 mein it's a taxi, or as you would like to call it, it's a cab. If it's your own car, obviously it will be your own driver, and if it's a taxi, so it is going to be your taxi driver. That's the only difference between case 1 and case 2. What is common? Mr. K. is getting late for work by nature, and thus he is already tensed, going to reach late. No, but Murphy's law suna. Now, while he is already late, he gets stuck. Traffic signal, you know, Haji Ali Junction. Abhi though it has become easy because of the coastal road, but he gets stuck. Already late, again stuck. He is forcing, ordering, requesting the person at the wheels to jump the signal. Break the signal nahi hota hai. Jump the signal. My question is, what's the only difference? Dekho, whatever is written in the center part, that's the common part in both situations. What is the only difference between the two situations? Your own driver and taxi driver. My question is, out of the two situations, that is own driver and taxi driver, who do you think is going to comply with the instructions of jumping the signal? Wait, don't answer. And second question, main question is this: if the person at the wheels does not follow your instruction, you can take action against whom? You can take action against whom for not following your instruction? Own driver ke taxi driver? Supposingly your own driver does not jump the signal, can you tell him to get out of the car? Taxi driver ko bol ke dikho, get. He is like, mera hai bro. That means there is some connection between you and your driver which you don't have with that taxi driver, and that decides income from salary. The main condition, deciding condition, only condition that will trigger the chapter, income from salary. My question for you is, you will have to answer. Oh, distracted people, my question is, and you will have to answer this: what is the relation between you and your driver which you don't have with the taxi driver, that you can give some instructions to your own driver but not to the taxi driver? Aisa kya hai? What is that thing in common? Come on, we are paying. So taxi mein kya karta hai? You get down and run away. You're paying both. Give me a better answer. You understand my question? You are stuck at a traffic signal. You force the person at the wheel to jump. Who is going to listen to you? Your own driver ke taxi driver? Own driver. You can take action against whom for not complying with your instruction? Own driver. Ye correct hai. But why? Ye question hai. And that will lay down the roadmap of this chapter. Okay, good, very good comment is that in case of any violation, action against the car taken, I will be held responsible. But in case of traffic offense against the taxi, I won't be responsible. What's your name? Shlok. Shlok ऐसा है कि when I travel by taxi, I can still tell the taxi driver कि चिंता मत कर. If we are caught, I will have some adult conversation with the police guy. So you can take that responsibility. I will pay for the repair as well. So give me a better answer. You are getting technical. Direct answer नहीं देना है. पहले discuss करना है कि what is the difference between them. Okay. So let's keep it simple. Complicated things I will tell you. Bro, ये तो contract act और agreement और contract और उस तक पहुंच गया bro. That's, you know, too deep. No? Anything else? Your driver works for you full time. Every morning he has to report at 9 and his duty probably will get over at 6. Whether you want to go somewhere or you don't want to go somewhere, he still has to report to duty. He has to stay idle with the car. If you have gone to meet someone, he has to wait under the building. And this he has to do on a daily basis. Say if you book a taxi for one day, that taxi driver also you will pay for that full day and pay him waiting charges. But next day morning he has to work for whom? You can't interfere. You can tell your driver not to work with anybody else. You can't tell the taxi driver, don't take any other passenger. And this was an example. Same thing can happen with hospitals and doctors, same thing can happen with supposingly coaching class. Coaching class has multiple faculties. There is a faculty who is working full time, not going anywhere else. Whether there is any lecture or there is no lecture, every month we will give you this fixed amount. That's a full time employee. So that faculty ka fees will be called income from salary. However, if there is someone else who is independent, not working only with one organization or one brand, will be giving dates, this is my schedule, I will complete your work, thereafter what I do, where I do, I matlab that faculty, what that faculty. So thank you Kaka, thank you so much. That you can't interfere. Same thing happens between hospitals and doctors as well. The question is it a full-time job or it's an independent professional association? If it's a full-time job, which is the case of the own driver, which is the case of the full-time doctor who has to come every morning, or the full-time faculty who has to come every morning whether there is any lecture or no, then that is income from salary. However, are you going to pay the taxi driver also, or are you going to pay those independent doctors who come only for a particular assignment, or those independent faculties who come only for a particular batch? Are you going to pay them as well? That's not income from salary, because they are not employees. The main condition, only condition, deciding condition, because house property has 3 conditions: building owner not doing business, building owner not doing business, but salary has only one condition, and because it is only one condition, we call it the essence. This is essential. This is the deciding factor. It is this that will decide yes salary can no salary, and that is between the payer and the payee there has to be something called an employer-employee relationship. Between the payer and payee there has to be something called employer-employee relationship. All throughout the chapter I will be using these short forms, ER for employer and EE for employee. Are you comfortable? Nahi ho to develop karo. ER for employer and EE for employee. This is the deciding factor. So every time you are asked what triggers salary, in one line the answer is employer-employee relationship. So first head of income in income tax law, second in class because we completed house property, income from salary. Charging section 15. One condition, only condition, deciding condition to tax and income under salary, employer-employee relationship. This will trigger income from salary. Is that understood? Some tax authors also write in their book master-servant relationship. Some tax authors do that. Telegram पे अगर कोई book आपको ऐसे मिल रहा है तो you may check it out. As long as anything is free, we should check it. तो ले लो. Master-servant relationship is also another way of calling it employer-employee relationship. But point is only this much: employer-employee relationship sounds a bit respectful, and calling someone servant in today's day and time when everyone is so sensitive, you can't make fun of anyone about anything, and therefore try to avoid using this second term, master-servant relationship. They mean the same thing, it only sounds good. Employer-employee relationship. What is the only condition that will trigger income from salary? Only one condition, deciding condition, that is employer-employee relationship. Ab suno, in house property there were 3 conditions, but they got over in the first point. We had 1 ABC. In salary there is only one condition, and that condition is over. But ye same condition ko we are going to use again and again. We have still 3 more points only to explain this first condition. This is such an important thing. Matlab condition is over, but this condition ka explanation is still going to continue for 3 more points. What is the only condition to tax and income under salary? Employer-employee relationship. If payer is employer and payee is employee, so the income is salary. And if they don't share, like here, if they don't share an employer-employee relationship, it is an independent assignment. So it can be anything on the planet, but it will not be salary. Second, once payer is employer and receiver is employee. Payer is employer, receiver is employee. Now, whether you call it salary given or you call it wages, offices mein they generally pay salary, factories mein they pay wages. Costing mein, labor costing you've studied, so you are aware of time based, piece based labor, correct hai? So whether you call it salary, whether you call it wages, whether you call it bonus, customary bonus, Diwali bonus, etc. Whether you call it commission, especially employees which are working in the sales and marketing team of any organization, they get less amount as fixed salary, and their massive income is in the form of incentives, performance based on the basis of turnover achieved by them. Irrespective of the name that you give to the payment, according to William Shakespeare, what is there in a name? Nahi suna? Under this line he wrote his own name. According to William Shakespeare, there is nothing in a name. You give the payment any name, but as long as the relation is that of employer-employee, the income will be taxable under income from salary. You change the name of the income, still it will be called income from salary. Still it will be taxed under income from salary. So as a full-time employee, you receive bonus, or you receive any commission, or you receive any wages or fixed amount of monthly salary for which you joined the job, everything will be taxable under income from salary, because the only deciding condition to trigger income from salary is employer-employee relationship. This point will again be reconfirmed in the next point. Supposingly there is a partnership firm or LLP which is paying salary, they should have the common sense to pay it only to working partners. Working partners are those who take active participation in the day-to-day affairs, no? Then we should pay salary only to working partner. Sleeping partner ko firms will not pay salary because they are not involved only. Question number 1. Is this salary taxable for the working partner? Only this much. Taxable or not taxable? Where is the second question? Is it taxable? Ke nahi? Taxable ke nahi? We have heard no कि partner gets exemption. That's only with respect to share of profit, because share of profit pay firm has paid tax. But the other things given, the remuneration given, the interest given is going to be. First of all, is this understood? That's not the question right now. This we have studied in exempt income. You will go and open that check section. No, you'll come to know. Agriculture ka discussion mein we had done this. This is not even the question. The question is this partner going to pay tax on this income? Under which head? To which your reaction is, kya pagal hai kya? What is being paid? Salary. And still you are asking me head of income. Yes, I am asking you. Under which head? Sir, salary. Is it taxable? Yes, because firm has not paid tax. It has taken deduction of that amount. Firm has paid tax only on profit, and therefore only exemption is share of profit. Taxable under which head of income? Acha, theek hai. Chalo, you're not able to guess the head of income because we have not studied all of them. Is it income from salary? Khali itna. Sir, salary is paid, no? Haan. Is it income from salary? Is that a question? Yes, it is my question. Is it income from salary? No. Kyun? Because a partner is not an employee in the firm. He is the owner of the firm. And thus, it is taxable under section 28. 28 matlab it is the charging section of PGBP. It will not be taxable under section 15. It will be taxable under section 28. Samjha kya? Why? Only one condition. Deciding condition to tax an income under salary, employer-employee relationship. Does it exist? Nahi. Matlab, एक second, observe point 2 and 3. When employer-employee relationship exists, whether you call it salary or anything else, it will still be salary. And when employer-employee relationship does not exist, even if you call it salary, it won't be salary. The name of the income is irrelevant. The relation between payer and payee decides whether the income is salary or not salary. ये clear हुआ? And one more time, last time, as I told you, पे वापस चालू हो गया तू. I am not bad. Why are you forcing me to be? क्यों कर रहा है बेटा? तेरे को समझता है तेरा प्रॉब्लम है, अटेंशन स्पैन का इशू है, यू हैव एनी अदर ट्रॉमा, तेरे को कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो बोल. तो मुझे पूछना, मेरी हैंडराइटिंग मेरे को पहले समझेगा. प्लीज नो डिस्ट्रैक्शन. संगत का असर. योर निकनेम इज 15% नाउ. वो लाइफ इंश्योरेंस. कोई बात नहीं. लिसन. No distraction, please. Don't disturb people around you. Okay. Are you observing? We studied employer-employee relationship in the first point, and the second and third point are only reconfirming that. Last point, to make this very, very clear, it can be your past, present, or future employer. Past, present, or future employer. Is employer-employee relationship important and only condition to tax and income under salary? But it need not be today. It can be past employer, it can be future employer. They can be explained with very, very easy example. In fact, ये present employer का तो there is no explanation also required. This is your current job. If you are a full-time employee somewhere and every month you are getting salary from that somewhere, that's your income from salary because your employment is ongoing. ये clear है? But what do you mean by past and future employer? Let us take one example of both to make it clear. Past employer. Supposingly you work for an organization for 25-30 years of your life. One fine day you will retire. When you were working for that organization, they paid you an income called salary because it was your full-time job. After retirement, your incomes will stop and your expenses also stop. No, expenses will continue. You need some income. Your former employer, your ex-employer is going to still pay you some amount, and that, ladies and gentlemen, in the market is known as something called pension. Yes, of course, we know that private sector there is no trend, concept or system of paying pension. But government employees who take birth to enjoy life, they get pension forever. No offense, sir. My grandfather. Okay, happy? Nahi to again you get offended. They take birth to do what? Enjoy life. Q? Because once you retire, your future is still secure. Every month you will get some portion. Not your entire salary, obviously, otherwise they'll retire today itself. A portion of their salary will be continued to be paid to them in the form of something called pension. Now, right now you're not working. But do you understand this pension is being paid on account of your work done for 30 years? So it's a past employer paying you for that employment that will also be taxable under salary. Is employer-employee relationship essential? Need not be today. This is a past employer paying on account of that employment. It will still be considered as income from salary. Just like in house property. Now you recollect. If I get any recovery of unrealized or arrears of it. Right now I am not the owner. But the period to which it pertains, at that time I was the owner. So that was taxable, no? Same logic. Right now it is not my employer, but the period to for which he is paying me, at that time was I his employee. It will be taxable under income from salary. And if we talk about future, this is the very easy. Supposingly you clear CA final, single digit rank, start aiming for it. You have the potential, you can do it. Single digit rank. You don't have to run behind organizations, they will be behind you. Please join us, please join us. Don't give interviews, take interviews. Finally, you tell that organization, done, I am happy. I am going to join your organization. But once I join my job, corporate life will start. You know, where will I be able to get that holiday or my trip or etc. Yeah, maybe I want to pursue another degree like CFA, yeah, anything else. Once I start the job, I won't get time. I will join you, but after 6 months. Promise. I will join you, but after 6 months. But they can't take that risk because they want you at any cost. And then they know that there are other corporates also which are behind you. So to safeguard you, they are giving you something called an advance salary. Take this joining bonus now. Join after 6 months. No problem. Join after 8 months. No problem. Matlab employer-employee relationship will commence after 8 months. But it is because of that future employer-employee relationship that your future employer is giving you some advance money. That will also be taxable under salary because your future employment is going to commence soon. And it is given on account of that employment. So your employer can be your present employer or your past employer or your future employer, but it has to be on account of your employment. So once again, at the end of the fourth point, the same point they are again and again trying to hammer in our brain. There is only one condition to tax an income under salary. The only condition, main condition, deciding condition is employer-employee relationship. Only one condition, deciding condition. Kya bro? Employer-employee relationship. Mare le log. Oh, the faster you participate, the better it is for you and me. He is the one who wrote your name. अभी इसको मैं इसको छोड़ने वाला नहीं. Bro disappeared like he never existed. तू था किधर इतने दिन से? तू रुक. You wait back after class. I have some important discussion. Okay. So wake up, Marele log. The more you participate, the better it is going to be for you and me, because things will become clear. Fatafat bolo, I will go ahead. First head of income in income tax, second in class. Name of the chapter, income from salary. Charging section 15. Only condition, main condition, deciding condition, employer-employee relationship. Once employer gives, irrespective of name, it is salary, and anybody else gives, even if it is salary, it won't be called salary. And it can be past, present, or future employee. Anything that is earned on account of employment is going to be taxed in this head, subject to the other points now given here in the introduction. Matlab, finally we are going to move on to something else, because we are done with all the discussion about employer-employee relationship. Next thing is, salary that you earn obviously from your employer is going to be taxable when it is due. और इसके पहले एक मिनट, sorry, let me do this point first. लिख तो नहीं दिया? Did you write it? Cancel कर दो. I hope it's not the first cancellation in your beautiful notebook. Okay. If there is any salary that you have foregone, if there is any salary that you have foregone, what is going to be tax treatment of that salary foregone? Example से समझो. Supposingly your annual salary is 6 lakhs. That means during the year your employer should pay you 6 lakh rupees. As the year progresses, he will make regular payments to you. You have received till date 5,50,000. Matlab, you can say that 11 months ka salary is received. When he comes to pay you the salary for the month of March, last month ka salary, that last 50,000, you tell your employer, keep the change. Tip rakh. You've been good throughout the year. You never made me do extra hours. You behave nicely with me. Keep this. Tip you are giving to your employer. You have decided not to take this salary. That's the meaning of that English word forgo. You understand the meaning? You have to only answer this question. The taxable salary will be 5,50,000 ke 6 lakh. Dekho, 550 is taxable. There's no discussion about it. Is this 50,000 taxable? The answer I will write here. Is this 50,000 taxable? So taxable salary is 550 ke 6 lakh. Ye question. Have you understood the question? Is this 50,000 taxable? Okay, wait. To eliminate any confusion, I am never in life going to receive this 50,000. Forgo ka meaning is that. Forgo does not mean that, sir, this year don't give me next year. Forgo does not mean that. I have decided to let it go forever. 550 ke 6 lakh. You understood the question? Those who think 5,50,000 will unmute themselves and loudly shout 550 now. Second attempt. Loud ka matlab samajhte? Unmute themselves and loudly shout 550 now. And those who think 6 lakh will unmute themselves and loudly shout 6 lakh now. Yes. This is certainly louder. Correct nahi hai. Those who are loud does not mean they are right. Anyone wants to explain his or her answer? Answer tera pehle bolna, baad mein explain. Nahi to you'll start explaining, mujhe pata hi nahi kya explain. Because it will be out of 3,000 with the 6 lakh. Out of 3,000 with the 6 lakh, we paid 6 lakh tax. We pay double taxes. Mostly we have to pay. Even they have 50,000 more. then you are not paying double tax. From your pocket, it is going only once. Sorry. I don't know whether answer is right or wrong. The reason is definitely wrong. Taxable or not taxable is the question. So your answer is 6 lakh. Now explain what. That way, so you can do anything. Anything you can do. Matlab cash ka to we can't keep any track in any case. You can't. Supposingly, you cannot assume. He has to prove ke cash mein. No.
However, you have a choice to keep that 50,000. It was your decision to give the foregone the 50,000, but technically तो आपका पूरा 6 lakh पे आपको मिल रहा है.
Okay, let me continue his explanation once. Is it okay if I ask a couple of personal questions? The moment you feel it, you are uncomfortable, you say that मुझे नहीं answer करना. चलेगा? For example, you have some currency in your pocket right now. Okay, I don't want to know the exact figure. I'm least interested in that. खाली एक अंदाज से मतलब little plus minus is fine. Nearest multiple 1000 रख ले. Keep it from my side. I am allowing you. रख ले. Keep it. What's your reaction to this? मेरा ही है. That means if I am asking you to keep 50,000, I can say that only because that 50 has already become mine. Then only the employee has the right to tell his employer that keep it. Employer has net worth of crores of rupees. Try telling him about his other funds, keep it. He won't keep you only. You understand? That if the employee is telling his employer to keep this money, it is because this money has already become the employee ka money. And after you earn money, dekho, hear me out. After you earn, matlab it is like employee has earned 6 lakh. After earning, you return 50,000 to your employer. You donate it to somebody, or you bring all the money home and surrender at the feet of your. That income tax is not interested in. You have earned, you have to pay tax. After earning, what you do with the money? You can't say, sir, chala gaya. Chala gaya means you should have first paid tax. After paying tax, whatever remains is your money. You understand? And thus, this is going to be taxable. We are basically talking about this 50,000. It is going to be taxable because you have already earned that. Reimbursement matlab? For what? Company के expense के लिए, if company is paying you, that's not your income. Think about it. If I tell my staff के जाके do this work for me and come, and for that he has to pay bus ka ticket or train ka ticket or anything like that, so that is not his profit. He will incur that expense, give me the details, and I will pay only to the extent of expense. So that is my business ka expense, but someone else has paid, so I am paying. Uska income, it is not income of the receiver. नहीं मतलब उसका सामने एक्सपेंस भी है ना. ओके, कंप्यूटेशन विल कम सब्सिक्वेंटली. ओके, देयर कैन बी वेरियस रीजंस व्हाई यू फॉरगो. वेरियस रीजंस. बैड्स ऑफ बॉलीवुड देखा? नहीं देखा? दैट मीन्स यू आर मिसिंग समथिंग इन लाइफ. Probably first time on earth that all the three Khans have come together at the same place. वो भी साथ में नहीं हुआ. They were cameos. And there were purposeful controversies. रणबीर कपूर was vaping. मुंबई में बैंड है, इंडिया में बैंड है. आपको पता है क्या? These guys are superstars who had cameos and they did not take a single penny. Forgo किया. Sometimes it is relation. You understand? Sometimes it is the relation between payer and payee that will make you forgo. मैं तो क्या बोल रहा हूं? Listen, foregoing towards employer is not only definition of forgo. I bringing money home and surrendering at the feet of anyone at home is also called foregoing. I can't say my full money is gone, I will not pay tax. After receiving wherever it goes, you first pay tax and use only the balance. समझा? So taxable salary full 6 lakh. Is that clear? However, there is one more concept under which salary will be surrendered, and in this story The most important fact is that the payee, the receiver, the person in whose favor this surrender has taken place is the government. This is the most important aspect of the second point, which will also probably change the answer here. So just to let you know, general knowledge के लिए, in India there is a law called Voluntary Surrender of Salary Act. एक law का नाम, it's a law. What is the name of the law? Voluntary Surrender of Salary Act, under which the Chief Minister of the state, whoever is the Chief Minister of the state, will make a request to the people living in the state that our state is undergoing some calamity, whether it is floods or our state was the most affected when it came to COVID-19. Lot of things are wrong in our state. We request people of our state. Who is requesting? Chief Minister of the state. Kindly surrender your 1 month ka income. Kindly surrender your 1 month ka income to the state government funds. See, in 1 month ka salary, it may probably not make any difference to you, but the state will have enough funds to get over the floods or the COVID pandemic or anything, any other calamity. Please surrender. It is a request. It is like a donation. So can I say this time you can take the same numbers. Only difference is this time this 50,000 is not going to be foregone towards your employer or any family member. It is going to be surrendered in favor of the government, and only this is the reason why this time your taxable income will be only 5,50,000. That last 50,000 will not be taxable. But the only reason behind that is government. The moment it is someone else, so you can't say that I have surrendered my salary to my wife. Just because you use the word surrendered, you say not taxable. No. You don't have to see the word used is foregone or surrendered. You have to see in whose favor. If it will be government, only because it is government, it is not taxable. But in all other cases, it is going to be taxable. In all other cases, it is going to be taxable. Everyone is clear on this? Hello? Chalo. Next. Salary is going to be taxable when it is due or when it is received, whichever is earlier. So this point is discussing the point of taxation, the event of taxation. The word due means, due word ka meaning you should have known in accounts, but just to keep it very simple for you, enforce the payment. Supposingly your monthly salary is 60,000. So can I say for every day of work you will be getting 2,000? Come on an average at least. So 1st of April you go and work for your employer. In the evening, 2,000 ka salary, mark the words, oh copycats, mark the words. In the evening, 2,000 ka salary has accrued. It's not due. You can't ask for money. 2nd April again you work. Now 4,000 has accrued, total, cumulative. But you can't ask for money. For every day of work, 2,000 ka salary will accrue. The moment that payment ka schedule comes at the end of the month, now you can go and request your employer, sir, please clear. That is when we can force the payer to make payment. That is called the salary has become due. Something as simple as your credit sales. You sell to your debtor. The income has accrued, but you can't go and ask for money because as per contract, the payment will become due after 30 days, 60 days or 90 days. So at the end of that period, you can force the payer to make payment to you. You understand the difference between accrual and due? Every lecture taken by any faculty, there will be some fees that will be accruing. But you can't go and ask for payment every day. Payment will take place as per agreed at the end of the month, end of the batch, whatever, depends from person to person. You understand the difference between accrual and due? Salary will be, accrual is irrelevant here. Salary will be taxable when it is due or when you as an employee receive the money, whichever is earlier. To explain this, we will have to do two numerical examples. Your annual salary is rupees 6 lakh. Annual salary is 6 lakh. Means if you work for full year, how much salary will become due for the year? 6 lakh. Perfect. Situation 1. You work full year. Therefore, what is your due salary? 6 lakh. But you have received only 5 lakh 50. That 50,000 you are not foregoing. You will receive it later. You are telling your employer, sir, next year I have some big expense coming up. If you give me the funds, I will end up spending it. You are a very, very safe place for me to keep my money. Keep it with you. Next year, whatever is the salary. Let us assume same as 6 lakh, no increment. So next year, don't pay me 6 lakh, pay me 650. Matlab this year ka 50,000 I have chosen to receive in the next year. Possible, voluntary. Now that means the total of 6 lakh mein se, we will have to split it into two parts. 5 lakh 50,000 has become due during the year and also received. Stupid question, waste of time. Taxable cannot taxable. Obviously taxable. But what about 50,000? This is due but not received. श्लोक समझ में आ रहा है क्या लिखा? Due but not received. Is this taxable? Huh? Yes. I have not received. But it is still taxable because it has become due or received. Here is the point, whichever is early. Salary will be taxable at the earlier event. Ye clear hai? Wait, I have one more example for this. Supposingly I work full year. Now what is my due salary? That this top line is common for both examples. Okay. What is my due salary? 6 lakh. During the year I was progressively receiving my payment. I have actually received full 6 lakh. Plus now I tell my employer, sir, I am in need of funds. Kindly give me an advance of rupees 1 lakh. This year give me total salary of 7 lakh. Obviously, next year ki salary mein you deduct that 1 lakh. I am only asking for advance. Employer has agreed. So how much have you received? This year 7. Now what will we do? This time 7 lakh we will split in two parts. 6 lakh, waste of time, bro. Due and received. Tax treatment. Taxable hai. What about 1 lakh? Received but not due. It is not salary of current year. Is it taxable? Q. Because due or received, whichever is earlier. Salary is going to be taxable when it is due or when it is received, whichever is earlier. Ye samjha? Now obviously you and me both have common sense to understand same income cannot be get taxed twice. Cannot be taxed twice. Matlab our same income cannot get taxed twice. Are we paying tax on 7 lakh this year? Okay, tell me one thing. Next year, how much salary I will receive? Assuming no increment. Due will be 6 lakh. But I will receive only Q5. Because 1 lakh I have already received as advance. Obviously, matlab, is that even a question? Obviously, it will not be taxable at the second event. Are we paying tax at the first event? Matlab on this 1 lakh, are we paying tax at the time of receipt? So we won't pay tax when it becomes due. Like in the first example, on that 50,000, we pay tax because of it becoming due. So then we don't pay tax when it was received. Earlier point is point of taxation. So second point pe we don't have to pay tax. So next year ka salary received will be 5 lakh. Though due is 6 lakh. But we will still pay tax only on 5 lakh because on that 1 lakh we have already paid tax in the first year itself. Yahi doubt tha. Sometimes you can also play wait and watch game. All your doubts will get sorted automatically also. Okay. Still, if there is some patience issue, nahi sir, pehle batao, nahi to thoda anxiety hota. So I think it's clear now. Everyone is clear. Salary is taxable when it is due के received, due or received, whichever is earlier. But point 6 has got two sub points. So 6 में we are doing 6a and 6b. If you are understanding what is happening. Hello. Seven. अच्छा 7. हाँ वही I was checking if you are paying attention. Good, good, good. Now that you are attentive, because these two subparts are slightly complicated, everyone has to pay attention. Some offices, corporate world में you have to be ready for that. And this will start, this experience of yours will start with articleship itself. Sometimes salary becomes due in the next month. First of all, what do you mean by the word due? I just explained it to you. Short में एकदम. You can go and ask for payment. Due का meaning is that only. The right to enforce payment. That's the meaning of the word due. But our corporate culture has this system that if you work for full year, salary is accruing. You can't ask for money during the month. Hear me out. You can't ask for money on the 30th. बोला hey, right now month is over. Our corporate or our office or our company has a system that we will pay you by the 10th. System है. We will pay you by 10th. Contract में it is written. Month will get over on 30th. Payments will be released by 10th. Means as an employee, next month ka 1 to 9 also you can't come and ask for money. Our office has system of paying on 10th. 10th ko if we don't pay, you can come and enforce it. In our office, system is salary will become due in the next month. So the culture is like this. Okay. Month, salary ka due date, and of course after the due date, when did the employer actually make payment? Supposingly the month of April. Normally salary will become due on the last day of the month, but our office has this culture that you can't ask for money before 10. So when is your salary becoming due? 10. And say very next day we pay you. Of course, salary is taxable when it is due or received. Whichever is, that means this April ka salary will be taxable on 10th of May, being the earlier. Correct hai? Likewise, May ka salary will become due on 10th June. And payment was again supposedly made on 11th of June. So when will it become taxable? Whichever is early. June ka salary will become due on 10th of July, received on 11th of July, whichever is earlier. No problem. You understand due or received, whichever is earlier. The only change in the fact is that the due date is not the last day of the month. The due date is some date of the next month. Which is possible. It's the only thing that happens in the corporate culture. As the year progresses, we go ahead. Jan ka salary will become due on 10th Feb, paid on 11th Feb, doesn't matter. 10th Feb is the taxable event, whichever is early. Correct hai? Chalo. बोलो प्रियांश, अभी बोल. Feb का salary? तू ही प्रियांश है. बोल ना. 10th March. Received 11th March. Whichever is earlier. Here comes the issue. Here comes the issue. You identified it. March ka salary will become due when? 10th of April. Received 11th April. Whichever is earlier, 10th April. But here is the problem. This 10th of April is not just the next month. It is also the next year. Which means we will have to draw a line here. This March ka salary will be taxable in the next year. Tell me one thing. Salary is taxable when it is due ke receipt, whichever is earlier. And that earlier wala date is also in the next year, no? So this salary will be taxable when? Next year. That means the last month ka salary will be taxed in the next year, because whichever is earlier wala date is falling in the next year. And that also means this year we will pay tax only on salary of Popat. Hello, 10th April this year. अरे समझा क्या? And that means we are still going to pay tax on 12 months का salary, but in cases like these, the 12 months will not be April to March. The 12 months in such cases will be March to February. समझा क्या? हेलो, फर्स्ट टाइम एम्प्लॉयमेंट तो 1 मंथ भी हो सकता है ना. व्हाट इफ आई ज्वाइंड इन February only? First time employment is an exception. I am talking about a regular employment. Obviously, I am talking about a regular employment. You understood? So whenever salary becomes due in the next month also, you still pay tax on salary of 12 months. But the 12 months here will be considered from March to February instead of the normal April to March to April. April to March. Okay. And under that due or received, whichever is earlier, there is one more concept. Are you ready with me? Sometimes you will come across exam questions where they will give you a scale based salary. Scale based salary. The salary data given to you will be somewhat like this: 20,000, 2,000, 26,000, 4,000, 38,000, 8,000, 54,000, 10,000, 74,000, 16,000, 1,06,000. क्या लिख रहे हो? What are you understanding? What resume बना है? Hobbies में लिखा writing notes in class without understanding. What exactly are you taking down? नहीं, you don't make wild guesses unnecessarily. I will tell you. Corporate world is very cruel. When you join, they want you. They want you desperately, but they still don't want to pay you. They are horrible when it comes to making payment. So they will start making false claims to you. Join us today. One day we will grow together. That's a scam. Only they will grow, not you. We are working with you on a long-term vision. Scam. It's a scam. Tell your employer clearly, I trust you. I am ready to give the next 10 years of my life to your organization. As the organization progresses, net worth will increase. That will be your net worth. 10 years later, where will I be? Show me that picture today. Then I am ready to join. At a low salary also I am ready to join. If you can show me where will I be 10 years after spending 10 years with your organization. Give me that picture very, very clearly right now. Are you following? So here is what will happen. Pay attention. All the complications will get over. Then you can write. Chairman of writing gang, you only. So we will give you 20,000 per month in the first year of your job. Dhyan se suno na, pay attention. Second year, your salary will be 22,000. How did I get that? This amount will be your annual increment. This is your salary, and the next amount is your increment. So second year, your salary will become 22. Third year, your salary will become 24,000. How? 2,000 ka increment is going on. Till when? Till you reach salary of 26. Because the moment you reach 26, that means you have spent a good period with us. Now we will change your increment from 2,000 per annum to 4,000 till you reach 38. Once you reach 38, it is still some more years that you have given us. Now we have lot of trust on you. We will change your increment to 8,000 till you reach 54. Every year your increment will be 8,000. Once you reach 54, it's a good amount of time that you have given to us. Now your annual increment will be 10,000 till your salary reaches 74, which is basically only 2 years. Once you reach 74, now we have blind trust. Now every year we will increase your monthly salary by 16,000 till you reach 106. Matlab fatafat. First year ka monthly salary 20,000. Second year, then 24. This is per month salary for the full year. End of the year, when you complete 1 year, we will give you that increment. 24 के बाद 26, then 28, 9, then 30, then 34, then 38, after 38, 46, then 54, then 64, 74, 90, 1,06,000. You at least know, at least for the next 1 decade, how much monthly salary we are going to pay. The longer you stay with us, the higher will be your monthly salary, the higher will be your increments. Is also a corporate system, a corporate culture. Government employments में भी होता है scale based salary. When you join, they will tell you that after these many years you will reach this level. They also have something called pay commission, 6th pay commission, 7th pay commission, where regularly their salaries are revised. Chill life ekdam. Regularly the salaries are revised. Ab story will be like this, ladies and gentlemen. Your exam question will tell you that this guy has joined this organization on the 1st of July 2018 in this scale. मतलब 1st July 2018 को he joined at the scale of 20,000, 2,000, 26,000. Date of joining 1st July 2018. Salary is due in the same month. The moment I tell you due in same month, that means your computations are not going to be March to Feb. It will be normal computation, April to March. Correct hai? Kindly compute the salary of 25-26. देखो 20,000 के monthly salary में he joined in 2018. You have to calculate his salary of your applicable exam year is what? May 26, September 26, Jan 27. Your applicable exam year is 25-26. Kindly calculate income of 25-26. Have you understood scale based salary? समझा ना? That means every 1st July his salary will change. I want you to calculate for me salary of 25-26. Karo. Please do that. Without any interaction, without opening your mouth. Without opening your mouth. Calculate करो 25-26. मैं टेप ला के लगाएगा. Question is understood, no? Calculate करो. ओ एबेकस सॉल्व कर. प्रार्थना कर रहा है. सॉल्व. क्या? तेरे पूरे साल का सैलरी 46,000. मतलब उस साल 1 ही महीने का सैलरी मिला. ब्रो पागलपन मत कर. If I am telling you to do something, no, you have to do it. If you have not understood what I have spoken, take a notebook, take a pen, solve it, please. Which language you are most comfortable with? Ramayana simply. This is monthly increment every year. So every year your salary will increase until it reaches the next level. That's your monthly salary. हाँ. Are you ready with the answer? बोल answer. कुछ किया कि नहीं किया? हाँ. आई एम नॉट आस्किंग फॉर मंथली सैलरी. आप इनकम टैक्स मंथली सैलरी पे करोगे? करो ना, करो. And 2 minute silence, those who have said 46 into 12 is your annual answer. Rubbish. You should have been ready with your answer long ago. तुम कर क्या रहे हो? Nobody has completed the answer so far. 4 lakh 14,000, 5 lakh 20, 6 lakh 7 के फिगर में लेके जा एक एक करके. 4 5 6 7 92. हे भगवान. I was told that you all do things very fast and वो 1.5x वाले लोग हो के स्पीड कम होएगा तो तुमको नहीं जमेगा. What? ये क्वेश्चन बोलू क्या लिखा हुआ है? दिस इज द क्वेश्चन. कंप्यूट सैलरी ऑफ 25-26. ये इंक्रीमेंट्स. हे भगवान, एक मिनट, लेट मी ओनली सॉल्व दिस. 1st July 2018. जस्ट टेल मी व्हाट इज योर सैलरी पर मंथ? 20,000. अब बोलो व्हाट विल बी योर मंथली सैलरी ऑन 1st July 19. अभी पार्टिसिपेट. ऐसे यू कैन बी साइलेंट स्पेक्टेटर्स. ये क्या लैपटॉप्स हो तुम लोग? ह्यूमंस हो ना? स्पीक. 22,000. 2020 में 24,000. 21 में 26,000. Now that you have reached the next level, on 1st July 2022, what will be your monthly salary? Come on. 30,000. 1st July 23 को 34,000. 4,000 का इंक्रीमेंट इज गोइंग ऑन, नो? 1st July 24 38. Have you reached the next level? तो 1st July 25 को your salary will become 46,000. Of course, 1st July 26 को it will become 54,000. But beyond the point, we are not interested, because what you should understand is we are interested in salary of 25-26. 25-26 started on 1st of April. When this year started, at that time he was in which salary amount? At that time it was 38,000, because last July 2024 we have entered 38,000 ka bracket, and this July, 1st July 25, I am going to go to 46,000. Correct hai? Salary is not increasing from April, it is increasing from July. That means when this financial year started, for the first 3 months in the year, my monthly salary was, abhi bhi nahi samjha? For the first 3 months in the year, my monthly salary was 38, because last year in July I entered 38. So 38,000 into 3, and then from 1st July my salary has become 46. This 46 I will get for, abhi samjha? Tell me what is the difficulty. Come on, tell me what is the difficulty. अरे आज तो ऐसा नहीं है ना, that morning exam, then afternoon lecture, evening तक you are mentally and physically exhausted. This is early morning, you are still exhausted. Every time थका थका लगता है. What is wrong with you? At least say yes, understood क्या not understood? Understood. Salary was 38 from 1st July 24. It will change from 1st July 25. But our financial year has started on 1st of April. So we are interested only from this period, in this period ka salary. At the beginning of my financial year, my monthly salary was 38,000 based on last increment. And from July, it has become 46,000. So 3 months I am going to get 38, and remaining 9 months I will be getting 46. Next year वही होगा ना? First 3 months I will get 46, and the remaining 9 months I will get 54. Understood? Because the increment date is 1st July, because my joining date was 1st July, and therefore this year का salary is 5,28,000. अभी समझा? Check the calculation. More importantly, have you understood how to calculate? बोल once. नहीं ना, because I told you that it is becoming due in the same month. अगर ऐसा होता that it is becoming due in the next month, then our calculation will change. Instead of April to March, we will take March to Feb. That is why I specified. This will depend on question to question. But अपने question में it was April to March. If we change it to due in the next month, तो क्या होगा? 1 month of 38 will increase and 46 will reduce. I hope you understood. Clear है? So this was due in the same month. Thus this was April to March. No confusion now. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? Why you all went in silent mode? जैसा you not understood anything. Fast हो रहा है क्या बहुत? नहीं. जैसे इसका you gave 1 second में reply ना? नहीं. वैसे whenever I am asking other things also give in reply in 1 second. So automatically will go as per the speed you like. You understood? So ladies and gentlemen, salary is taxable when it is due or received, whichever is earlier. Sometimes a salary becomes due in the next month. Those cases we will calculate March to Feb. Lekin here it was not the case. And sometimes it's a scale based salary. Have you also understood the calculation of scale based salary? This brings us to the last point of the introduction of income from salary. Introduction ka last point hai. Introduction. Point number 8. Okay. This point will lay down the roadmap. Today, if this entire week we are going to learn income from salary, full week we will be learning this chapter. 6 lectures hai ye week, Monday to Saturday. I hope that we will be able to complete salary by the end of this week. Most probably yes, but it will also depend on how fast or slow you guys also. So sir, what are you going to teach us for the entire week? Because what we have understood in the chapter by now is, if payer is employer, so add it in income from salary. If payer is anybody else, so don't add in income from salary. Where will it go? None of our business. It is certainly not income from salary. So any question which gives me a list of incomes received, all I have to go is go and check the particulars of that income. Is this received from employer? Yes. So add it in the outer column. This is received from employer? No. So don't take it. Third one, received from employer? Yes. So take it. Not from employer, not from employer, from employer. So take this last one. Ultimately 1, 2 and 3 ka total will become income from salary. I have to only decide received from employer or from anybody else. Whichever is received from employer, we have to take it. So sir, for 6 days are you going to teach us how to take total of that amount? No. What is the data that we have to study in the chapter? What is the chapter income from salary? This point 8 will teach us. This point 8 will lay down the roadmap of the chapter. Any employer primarily gives to his employee salary, that fixed monthly amount for which you are going to be joining that organization. Whichever organization, whoever joins, the first question is always this: pagar kitna? How much is that fixed amount that you are going to pay to your employee every month? Is that obviously going to be taxable for the employee? The monthly salary received? Yes, but over and above that fixed monthly amount, every employer gives his employee 2 types of additional benefits, which is over and above the fixed monthly amount. Fixed monthly amount will be given, extra benefits will be given, which will be classified into 2 categories: allowances and perquisites. Corporate world mein they also call them perks. Allowances or perquisites. Allowances and perks. One thing which is clearly visible about allowances and perquisites is that both of them are over and above salary. This is clearly visible. One more thing I would like to make it clear here: if you receive allowances, do you have to pay tax? Yes, because you are getting something extra from your employer. And likewise, if you receive perquisites, is that taxable? Again, yes, because you are receiving something extra from your employer. Allowances and perquisites, both of them will be taxable. So you already know 2 things about allowances and perquisites. 1, they are over and above your salary. 2, both of them are taxable. But the question is, sir, what is the difference? And also, sir, what do they mean? Because we probably don't know the meaning itself. The moment I tell you the meaning, you come to know the difference. Allowances are monetary benefits over and above salary, and perquisites are non-monetary benefits, benefits in kind. Your boss can give you something extra over and above your salary in cash or in kind. Let's understand with the help of an example. Supposingly your boss is giving you salary per month 50,000, you are very happy. Very, very happy. As a newly qualified chartered accountant, so 1 lakh also per month is a very, very easy amount that you will be able to get. Very easily, because there is huge demand, right? And plus, if you are first attempt student, rank holder, you have expertise in a particular area that you have developed during your articleship. For example, there are not enough international tax experts in the country. Tax audit everyone does. They are available in plenty. But you develop some skill which others don't have. So the demand will be higher, and simple demand supply ratio, people will be ready to pay you high. So that 1 lakh, 2 lakh, whatever you receive is that taxable. Plus, over and above that, you will get some additional benefit. For example, you tell your boss, sir, 1 lakh per month is good enough, but not good enough for Mumbai. Because in Mumbai, I have to take a house. So 1 lakh per month will go away in the house itself. Then what? So please give me something extra for accommodation purposes. Option 1, boss is giving you money. Take this extra money. With this extra money, pay rent of any house. Take this money. Is there flow of money between employer and employee? So that will be called, name is self-explanatory, house rent allowance. HR, very famous name, house rent allowance. Take this money, pay rent. Take this money, pay rent. But now your boss is giving you 1 lakh salary and 30,000 to pay rent. Bro, your taxable salary is now 1,30,000 because allowances are also taxable. So what is an allowance? A monetary benefit over and above salary, and that is also taxable. That was one possibility. Kya possibility, bro? Take this money, pay rent. But second possibility, boss says take 1 lakh per month and he's giving you keys of a house. Go sleep in this house. Use this as your house. Is he giving you something extra over and above your salary, but not in monetary form? That is an example of perquisite. We call it something called a rent-free accommodation. It's a rent-free accommodation, a place to live. That's a perquisite. Question 1, is this over and above salary? So you agree with the plus sign. Second, this value is also taxable. Understand the maths here. Is your boss giving you a house to live? Supposingly this house the boss had not given, so this house ka rent would have gone from your pocket, that 1 lakh, but you don't have to pay that rent. Q? Because your boss is giving you that house rent free. So how much is the rent that you have saved because of your boss? Because accounting, costing, financial management, you will come across a line multiple times. Prevention of any outflow is inflow. Saving any expense is increase in profit. Have I saved expense of rent? How? Employer gave me the house. So have I saved some money? That's my profit. The profit so saved, the money so saved. What is the market rent of this house? That saving will be added in my taxable salary. 1 lakh ka cash received and saving because of my employer. Here to he is himself giving me money. So that money will be added in my 1 lakh. Here he is not giving me money, he is giving me the benefit in kind. But because of that, how much I am saving? The logic is simple. If I go and acquire this asset with my own funds, how much I will have? That amount which I have saved is going to be added in my taxable salary. ये खाली मीनिंग समझाने के लिए. अब तो कैलकुलेशन पूछेगा ना सर, इसका ये होगा क्या, इसका वो होगा क्या. देयर इज नो डिस्कशन. दिस चैप्टर इज अबाउट लर्निंग ऑन दिस कैलकुलेशंस. Employer is using this property for his business. How do I say it confidently? He is using it for his business. Because employer is not using this property for residence. He is using it for residence of his employees. The house which you have acquired for your employees, for you it's a business asset. On this asset you will be calculating business ka depreciation. क्यों? Think about it. It's a personal asset. I am making personal use ke business use. And any asset which is used for the purpose of business will not be considered only in house property ka chapter. This question of yours was also an assumption कि उसने ये घर खरीद के दिया. It's not necessary that employees के stay के लिए I have to buy the house. I can, come on. वो rent है. Now you pay rent of your own house. That's drawings. But this rent is business expenditure. क्यों? क्यों? First tell me why business. Don't tell me tax treatment. Why is it business expenditure? Because this expense is incurred to keep my employees happy. And any expenditure incurred to keep your employees happy. This discussion should have come in PGBP chapter. Any expenditure that you incur for keeping your employees happy is a business expenditure. You don't check whether business में I am getting any profit with that or not. Employee को you are actually changing the POV here. We have to discuss this chapter from employee's perspective. You unfortunately went to think about what is the tax treatment for the employer, but employer ka tax treatment can't come in this chapter. No, for him it is expenses. You're not understanding. Employer ka tax treatment will come in PGBP. Your employer giving you salary, it's a business expense. Giving you ऐसे bonus, commission, etc. to keep you happy. Business. Employer giving employee ये ले 2000 rupees बावरी को movie दिखा दो. You know बावरी. That 2000 has got nothing to do with sale of electronics, but it will still be considered business expense. Q, I have to keep my employees happy at all cost. Supposingly coaching class is ordering water for faculty. तो इससे क्या faculty will teach better? मैं तो घर से भी लेता. But you have to keep a particular standard. You have to keep the people who work for you happy. मैं तो employee नहीं हूँ. मैं general example I am giving you. So anything that you incur for the people who are working with you is a business expense. Don't change the POV. Focus on the employee. This is income from salary. Employer के लिए what is it? Expenditure incurred for business. And what is the expenditure का tax treatment? We have a full-fledged chapter after Diwali. Happy Diwali. After Diwali. Okay. Let's talk about employee. Is he getting salary? Hello. Salary is going to be taxable. Over and above salary. Possibility 1. Take this money, pay rent. Is that a monetary benefit? That will be called allowance. The money so received will be taxable. And possibility 2. He is not giving you money. He is giving you the benefit in kind, non-monetary. Are you still saving something? That savings of yours will also be taxable. Example, house rent allowance and your house directly given to you. In fact, that house can be purchased or rented. But learning these things, as I said, point number 8 is the roadmap of the chapter. Just one more example. Supposingly boss is telling you that such a big executive level director, board of directors ka employee you are, and every day you come to office using, public transport and two-wheeler and Rapido and all that, it reduces, brings disrepute to our organization. ऐसा मत कर bro, come by car. First question is parking too. Everything else is secondary. Come by car. I am like, I don't want to spend. No, my mercy. Are you giving me anything extra for saving your reputation? Okay, fine. Take this money, come by car. Take this money, come by car. Use this money for fuel, repair, maintenance, driver, whatever. Are you getting extra money? We can call that car allowance. But option 2, boss is giving you ye le chabi, take the keys, car ka. So that's a car facility. तो तेरे से भी ज्यादा कर. That's a car facility. Tell me one thing. If your boss is giving you the car, are you saving car ka expenses? That will also be added in your taxable salary. So the benefit, whether monetary or non-monetary, both cases it is going to be taxable. Is that clear? Now this will lay down what we have to study in the chapter. First, there will be some fixed amount of basic salary that I will receive. Do I have to add it in my taxable salary? When my boss is giving me any monetary benefit, hear me out please. That money so received, do I have to add that in my taxable salary? But wait. Some portion of this allowance is going to be exempt under section 10. So the allowance which you receive is not fully taxable. It does not have to go fully in the outer column. We will write the allowance received in the inner column. Because from that allowance, whatever is exempt, we will subtract, and only the taxable portion we will write in the outer column. What is the logic behind giving these exemptions? Supposingly, boss is giving you house rent allowance 30,000. Do you understand money is coming in the form of allowance and going away in the form of? Come on. The house rent allowance, what will you do? Pay the rent. So money is coming, but going away. Coming from HRA. Going away to pay. So I am left with nothing. Think about it. And if you make that 30,000 taxable, uska tax also I will have to pay from 1 lakh. Think about the maths here. 1 lakh ka tax I have to pay from 1 lakh. And 30,000 ka tax also I will have to pay from 1 lakh. Why? Where is 30 gone? In the form of rent. That means we will not make you pay tax on the entire portion. Some portion of that HRA received, any allowance received is going to be exempt. And this is what we have to learn. How to calculate the amount which is exempt. We have not done all section 10 ka clauses in exempt income because some are chapter specific. When we study allowances in the chapter, our presentation is going to be like this. There will be some allowance received. Now listen, do you have the brain to understand how much money boss has given in the form of allowance, HRA, 30,000 ke, 50,000 ke, 1 lakh ke, 10,000? That question has to give you. You can't know the facts, you only have to know the law. Facts will be given in the question. From this amount so received, there will be some portion which will be exempt under section 10. And after subtracting the amount which is exempt under section 10, we will get the amount which is taxable. Everyone is with me? Please understand, we are interested in this amount C. Because don't forget, we are calculating taxable salary for getting our NTTI. Hello? NTTI, 5 heads of income, we want taxable salary. In taxable salary, we will have to take how much is taxable allowance. But question has given us this. We have A. We want C. So we will have to learn how to calculate the amount which is exempt. Till the time I am teaching you the first part of the chapter, that is allowances, we are actually learning how to calculate under allowances. We are actually learning the exempt part. What to do with that exempt part? Subtract from the received wala part and get your taxable wala part. Means every time you are solving a question on allowances. Now, so this is the conclusion. You will solve the entire sum. By putting efforts, you will get a final answer. That final answer of that question is not what you write in the outer column, because that is the exempt portion. Subtract that amount in the inner column from the amount which is received, which will be given to you in the question, and the balancing figure will go in the outer column. But our target is to learn, we will get marks to learn to calculate the amount which is exempt. Ye samjha everyone? And the moment we go on to the second part of the chapter, that is perquisites. Now please understand, here there is no amount received. Here the benefit is received in kind. With this, we will have to learn how to calculate my savings. Have you all understood the concept here? That if boss does not give me the house, then I will have to pay rent from my own pocket. If boss does not give me the car, then I will have to pay for the fuel, driver, etc. from my own pocket. So because of the boss, I don't have to incur all these expenses. And the savings that I have made will become my taxable amount. So here we will directly learn how to calculate the taxable perquisite. And once you learn how to calculate the taxable perquisite, do that valuation of taxable perk. And the answer that you get, directly write it in the amount column of your question, amount column of your answer. You will be learning how to value taxable perquisite. Matlab suno, see if you understand this. After finishing the first part of the chapter, allowance, we will go to the second part of the chapter, that is perquisites. What are perquisites? Benefits in kind, non-monetary. Because of that, have I saved something? How much I have saved? Find out that. That value is the taxable value and directly write it in the outer column. Or listen to the next sentence. If you understand this, I will do. When I am doing the second part of the chapter perquisites, I will put efforts and solve a question. The final answer of that question is the taxable amount that I have to take in the outer column. In conclusion, under allowances, we will learn how to calculate the amount which is exempt. And under perquisites, we will learn how to calculate the amount which is taxable. Under allowances, the amount which is exempt. And under perquisite, the amount which is taxable. These are the two parts of the chapter that we have to study. Because all allowances में same common amount of exemption is not there. HRA का exemption is different from gratuity. Gratuity का exemption is different from pension. Every allowance there is some amount of exemption. What is that amount of exemption? We will have to learn that. And likewise, every perquisite का valuation rule is different. If your boss is giving you house, the rule is different. If your boss is giving you car, the rule is different. If your boss is paying your hospital bill, the rule is different. If your boss is sending you on a picnic, the rule is different. Every perquisite that your boss gives you, the valuation rule will be different. But what is common? Under allowances, we learn amount exempt because received will be given to us. A minus B equal to C. We want C, but question will give us A. So put effort to calculate B. And under perquisite, we want the taxable amount only. But here our answer is directly taxable. So learn the valuation and pay tax on it. Is that clear? The two distinct identifiable parts of the chapter that we have to study over the next week, during this full week, is allowances and perquisite. Once we complete allowances and perquisites, chapter will get over. Always keep clarity about what do you have to do. For example, we have kept clarity, we have to learn NTTI. NTTI and tax done, syllabus will get over. Under NTTI, we started with house property. House property में we made a format, GAV, municipal tax. We said, अगर ये सब हो गया, तो chapter is over. Now in salary, we are clear. If we do this much, chapter will get over. What is that this much? Allowances and perquisite. That is clarified by this last point. And once we know this, just like house property, in fact, every head of income is going to be having a format to compute. So we will be having computation of income from computation of income from salary. This is the format pro forma manner. Just like house property mein we had GAV, municipal tax, NAV. Every time there is a question which is asking you to do what? Compute income from salary. You will have to solve it in this particular format, this particular pro forma. House property हुआ तो GAV, municipal tax, NAV. Salary हुआ तो this is going to be the format.
the entire year, but still your employer thinks that you have underperformed, and because of that he doesn't pay you a particular month's salary. So will that be taxable or not?
This is basically a deduction of your salary. ऐसे तो supposingly you don't come and work only on a particular day, holiday, without prior announcement. You are not eligible only for that salary. Question is that salary due? Can you enforce that payment? Due to your underperformance, due to your absence from work, if there is some deduction in your salary, that's not something which has become due, and obviously it won't become received. अब एक बात बताओ, salary is taxable when due or received? This salary is neither due nor received. समझा? There won't be any tax. But the moment you file a case against your employer, you are lying, I work properly, and you win the case, now will your salary become due? Because you are eligible, because court has decided this in your favor, so now you will pay tax, even if you don't receive, because whichever is due.
Time period when your employees were not paid their salary.
Were or were they not? हमने तो दिया सबको, आपको नहीं दिया था. Some employees were not paid that salary, neither due nor received. How? देखो, if they have done work from home, that means they have worked. Work किया है means your salary will become due. Employer is doing natak, then you go to court. An airline like SpiceJet, airline like Indigo में ऐसा, Indigo is probably the only airline which has not attracted any controversy other than staff beating passengers. हाँ वो ऐसा हुआ है. You can Google about Indigo passenger crew fight. You can Google quite a few stories. You'll get. वो tarmac पे ही धोया है passenger को. And then there was Air India में one politician was traveling. He said pilot को I will throw you out from the running plane. उड़ाएगा कौन? He did not think about it. Air India में, SpiceJet में, Kingfisher once upon a time, there were cases of unpaid salaries to employees for months. Jet Airways में भी था. So they have worked. Their salaries become due, but they are not getting it. That salary is taxable. Now पैसा नहीं है, still you have to pay tax. Now to enforce payment, those employees went to court. Then when you get it, you won't pay tax because due basis पे you already paid tax. समझा? हाँ. So whenever we have to calculate income from salary, step number 1, basic. Sir, what do you mean by basic salary? Well, understand that fixed amount for which you have taken up this employment. That if you join my organization, this is the guarantee commitment that my organization every month will give to you. Extra whatever we have to give, we will see. But that fixed monthly amount, the first question which any employee will ask, pagar kitna? This fixed amount, do you observe? Khali presentation observe. I am writing that fixed amount in the outer column. Matlab, the basic salary that you receive is entirely taxable. From this, you are not eligible for any exemption. Please pay attention. If there is any exemption that we are eligible for, then such amounts will be written in the inner column. From that, we will subtract the exemption and the taxable component will be written in the outer column. Second, very, very popular. If you have corporate employees around you, if you have government employees around you, so this is one thing that you will always hear from them, the concept of DA, that is dearness allowance. And as Hindi news channels like calling it, Mehengai Bhatta. Allowance is basically the Hindi translation is bhatta, and dearness. This is not high dear, our dear. This is things getting dearer, expensive day by day. Increase in cost of living. Please understand, your employer recruited you at this scale. You were very happy that, sir, 7 years mein I will reach 46,000. But 7 years later, you realize that 46,000 is not actually matching the market inflation. If your increment in salary is not matching inflation in the market, few years mein you'll get poorer day by day. So you request your employer, sir, thank you very much for this monthly salary, but things have become expensive. I am no longer able to meet the cost of living at the same salary, even with the increment. Kindly give me something extra to meet cost of living. If your employer gives you anything extra to meet the rise in cost of living, So that concept or that allowance, that amount is called dearness allowance. मतलब सुनो, is he giving you fixed salary monthly? Plus he is giving you extra. And is that extra monetary? Every time that extra portion is monetary, the word that we will use is every time the extra is. Okay. Shh. Welcome back. Let's go ahead. अरे तुम लोग को कुछ अक्कल वक्कल है कि नहीं है? You don't understand basic things that if teacher starts talking, you have to shut your mouth. Why do I have to say this again and again to you guys? And how many times I have to tell you that if I start talking, you shut your mouth? इतना सिंपल चीज नहीं समझ में आता है क्या? That's bad manners more than anything else, यार. We are doing a chapter called. अभी बोलो ना, ये क्यों नहीं बोल पाते हो? We are doing a chapter called charging section. Only condition, main condition, deciding condition. The two distinctly identifiable parts of the chapter, allowances and perquisite. And salary ka question will be solved in this format, this pro forma. First, basic salary, the fixed monthly amount for which you join the job. Over and above basic salary, your employer will give you two things: allowance is monetary, perquisites non-monetary. Everything will be taxable. The first, biggest and most important allowance that you will get is dearness allowance, because things in the market are becoming expensive. To meet the rise in cost of living, your employer will give you kya bro? Dearness allowance. Dearness allowance will be of two types. There will be some dearness allowance which in technical terms is called DA in terms. It's the technical name. There are other names also. They also call it DA forming part of salary. What is the second name given here? DA forming part of salary. You can also in simple language call it fixed DA. You can also call it DA which is includable for retirement benefits. Multiple names, one concept, simple name, DA in terms. Sir, what does this mean? What does this mean? When you join the job, your boss is telling you, I will give you 20,000 salary. That's the basic salary. 5,000 dearness allowance fixed from day one. Things in the market don't become expensive at all. Still, I will give you 5,000. And if things become expensive by 10,000 also, I will give you 5,000. Irrespective of inflation, I will give you fixed amount. From day one, that fixed amount of DA is also decided. And that DA is called DA in terms. Meaning understood? Other names are automatically understood. DA forming part of salary. Think about it. If it is fixed 20,000 basic and fixed 5,000 DA, is it not as good as fixed 25,000 basic from day one? Because irrespective of inflation, fixed amount. The third name is also clear. Fixed. Fourth name. What does this mean? DA includable for retirement benefit. See, as long as you are on mute. ये याद रहता है. But when sir requests you to keep your camera on, otherwise I can't be interested. I can't be even talking to you because I don't even know who I am talking to. Okay? ठीक है, जो करना है करो. आप आपकी मर्जी का करो, मैं मेरी मर्जी का करूं. Okay? DA which is fixed from day one. I'll repeat the example because I was on mute. Some people missed it. When you join your job, you will get fixed amount of 20,000. And your boss tells you, I will also give you fixed amount of 5,000. Fixed amount. Whether inflation in the market hai, nahi hai, it is more than 5,000, less than 5,000, irrespective of actual inflation, I will give you fixed 5,000. That is called which dearness allowance? Dearness allowance in terms. Fixed from day one. Second name. Third name, forming part of basic salary because it is as good as from day one you are getting 25,000 ka basic salary. Yeah, fourth name. Now listen to the explanation of this fourth name. Okay. When you will work, you will get your salary. After retirement, when you get your pension, it won't be your full salary. Think about it. Full salary if you get after retirement also, then retire today only. It will be a percentage of your salary. Say 10% of your salary will be your pension. So that 10% करने के वक्त at that time we will also include this DA, because it is DA in terms, it is as good as basic salary. That's the first DA. What is that DA technically called? From today we will use the technical name only. Which name? DA in terms. But of course there is also one more DA, that is DA not in terms. Other names, obviously, not forming part of basic salary, not fixed from day one, not included for your retirement benefits. Think about it. So when we will calculate your pension at 10% of your salary, it will only be basic salary and DA in terms. I will take that DA not in terms, which is decided later. It was not even there at the time of joining the job. Later on it was decided. And finally, what are we going to pay you? DA in terms, which was fixed, and DA not in terms, which was decided later. The total of them, and look what is the presentation here. The total of both DAs is going in the outer column, which is very simple arithmetic to answer the following questions. Is DA in terms taxable? Because full amount is entering here. And is DA not in terms also taxable? Because full amount is entering. Matlab DA in terms, DA not in terms, both of them are taxable. Is that clear? There is no exemption in all the allowances. What did I tell you some time back? Under allowances there will be some exemption, but not all allowances have exemption. Some of the allowances are fully taxable, and one such example is dearness allowance. Dearness allowance is fully taxable, whether the dearness allowance is in terms or not in terms. In terms or not in terms, dearness allowance is going to be fully taxable. Is that clearly understood by everyone? Chali. So format is not over. First thing that we will write in salary will be basic. After basic we will take dearness allowance, because out of all the allowances your employer will give you, the most obvious and prominent, something that will come in every question of salary, is going to be dearness allowance. What is the meaning of dearness allowance? Money paid to meet rise in cost of living, to meet inflation. It will be of two types. Fixed from day one is in terms, and decided later is not in terms. Which one is taxable? In terms or not in terms? Both, because we are writing the total of the two in the outer column. Ye clear hai? Apart from DA, will there be other allowances also received? Now see, under the other allowances, this is the format that I was talking about in that point number 8 of introduction. There is going to be some amount which is received. Do you understand the amount which is received will be given to us in the question? Amount A. From the amount so received, there is going to be some amount which will be exempt under section 10, which we will have to learn, because under allowances we will learn how to calculate the amount which is under allowances. We will learn how to calculate the amount which is exempt. So after doing this, we will get the amount which is taxable. Get this clear in your head. We are interested in C, but question will give us A. So we have to learn how to calculate B. Clear? There will also be some non-monetary benefits which your employer will give you. What do we learn when we calculate perquisites? Directly the taxable value, and directly we will learn that taxable value and write it in the outer column. So I say it one more time. Under allowances we will learn how to calculate the amount which is exempt, and under perquisite we will learn how to directly calculate the amount which is taxable. So allowances ka final answer will be subtracted in the inner column, but perquisites ka final answer will be directly written in the outer column. Are you understanding this? Are you understanding this? This total will be called our gross salary. Because देखो, what is gross salary? Simply put, basic, allowances the taxable part, and perquisites also the taxable part. This is the total salary on which we have to pay tax. But every head of income, they have given us some deductions. So we have deductions that will come against a total income, but we have deductions against individual incomes also. For example, under house property, we had two deductions. Which two deductions? Standard deduction and interest. We had municipal tax also, but after NAV, we had two deductions. So likewise, against our salary income also, we will be having two deductions. Deductions under section 16. Income ka charging section is 15. Deductions are given under section 16. First deduction, section 16 1A. सुनो एक मिनट, वो कॉपी कैट्स सुनो. We have 16 1A, 16 2 and 16 3. 1 2 3 नहीं. Welcome to direct tax. It's not 1 2 3. It's 1A 2 and 3. Of course your question is, sir क्या मस्ती. 20 years ago there was 16 1 2 3. One was deleted. For about 15 years we studied 16 2 16 3, 16 2 16 3 because one was deleted. Suddenly Jetli ji felt, I want to reintroduce the first one, but that first one can't be brought in that original form which was there 20 years ago. So let that deleted clause number remain deleted. In between 1 and 2 I am bringing a new clause called 1A. So the present day structure is 1, the deleted amount, don't bring it back. Instead of 1 we have 1A and 2 and 3 as it is. नहीं 1 2 3 नहीं है, 1 2 and 3. If you don't want to know the history, without history it is as simple as this. So first deduction, section 16 1A, standard deduction. Did we have standard deduction against house property also? How much? 30% of NAV. Under salary we have standard deduction. By the way, currently that is not our area of interest as to which tax benefits are allowed in old regime and which tax benefits are allowed in new regime. But salary mein standard deduction is given on the basis of which regime you take. So if you're willing to pay tax as per the old regime, your standard deduction is going to be your actual salary. Can I say actual salary, the gross amount that you already have here, or rupees 50,000, whichever is lower. In other words, maximum 50,000. If your annual total salary is 40,000, so your standard deduction will be 40. And if your total annual salary is 4 lakh, 40 lakh, 4 crore, 50,000. But any assessee paying tax as per new regime, the deduction is going to be actual salary or rupees 75,000, whichever is. Old regime में maximum limit, maximum है. It's not the final answer. It's the maximum limit. Old regime का answer is 50,000. New regime का answer is 75,000. You are motivated to therefore opt for scam है bro. What extra you are getting? Extra क्या में? Tell me no. If you are motivated to go to new regime, what is the extra thing that you are getting? Identify that. 25,000 is the extra benefit. 50 you are getting in the old regime also. ये 25 के चक्कर में you will end up losing tax benefits worth crores. Which we will discuss once we go to old regime and new regime of tax. Today nahi. And one thing I have observed, the anxiety levels of students here. When I am talking, you don't want to listen, but you are still interested in, sir, प्रोविडेंट फंड का क्या टैक्स ट्रीटमेंट होएगा, सर अगर बॉस ने पिकनिक पे जाने का टिकट दिया तो व्हाट इज, तो फिर चैप्टर करूं कि नहीं करूं? इफ द चैप्टर प्रोग्रेसेस एवरीथिंग विल बी डन. कोई को तो सर एम्प्लॉयर इज पे गिविंग मी हाउस ऑन रेंट, तो एम्प्लॉयर का क्या, सीधा पीजीबीपी का टैक्स ट्रीटमेंट. सर पीजीबीपी कम्स फॉर 15 मार्क्स ना, सैलरी छोड़ो पहले वो कर. आई अप्रिशिएट दिस एंग्जाइटी लेवल दैट यू हैव टू, you know, you are anxious to learn, you are eager to learn, but what is coming up नहीं, पहले what is happening वो तो learn. पहले ये करो, then we will go and learn the future chapters at appropriate times. Right now our focus is salary, and salary में you need to know only this much. The limit in old regime is 50,000 and the limit in new regime is 75,000. This is the first deduction. House property में तो it was directly 30% of your income. Hello, but salary में it is given in rupee terms. Is it too less? Think about it. Somebody having take home salary in lakhs and crores. Just imagine some corporate giant ka, some MD or CEO tax means salary for the year is 10, 20, 30 crore rupees and standard deduction क्या 50,000. Don't take. कम लग रहा है? Don't take. Take it or leave it. They don't even want to give this. And we are keeping this. Take it or leave it. So old regime का maximum limit 50. New regime का maximum limit 75,000. Second deduction, section 16 clause 2. The deduction of entertainment allowance. First of all, is this an allowance? What do you know about allowance? Monetary benefits received from employer over and above salary. ये allowance है. Monetary benefits received from employer over and above salary. Is that allowance? And allowances that way are self-explanatory. For example, the moment I say house rent allowance, in the name itself you come to know why is my boss giving me this money. Why? House rent allowance. To pay rent of house. Car allowance. To come to office by car. Tiffin allowance. You know, you don't even need explanation. Travel allowance. Children education allowance. Children hostel allowance. Then what do you think your boss is giving you entertainment allowance for? For entertainment. Of course, it's a subjective term. Different people have different interpretations of the word entertainment. How you want to entertain yourself is your problem. We are giving you this one. Listen to me carefully. Is this an allowance received? एक मिनट इधर. That means, will entertainment allowance be written here in the amount given? And there is no exemption. Why there is no exemption for entertainment allowance? Because we are giving you different tax benefit in the form of deduction. In other words, if your employer is giving you entertainment allowance, the amount received will fully come in the outer column and it will come in the total. There is no exemption because we are giving deduction. Because we are giving deduction, we won't be giving any exemption. So whatever is the entertainment allowance received, nothing will be exempt. So the received A will directly become C and come in my total. And after it comes in my total, how much is going to be the exemption? My bad, sorry. How much is going to be the deduction is what is given. But first of all, what will be your effect? Write the full amount in the outer. Because entertainment allowance ka deduction will be taken only after gross salary. And this deduction is given only and only for government employees. Whatever pitch you are doing, sun lo. I make it clear. This frustration will come to people who don't have any government employee at home. किसका है पहले तो वो बता. हाँ पता है. Anybody else? Please, you वैसे भी bunked the last 4 lectures. तो only 3, only 1 थे तो नहीं क्लास में, ऑनलाइन थे. Salary में you will be very angry with the things that I will speak. मैं पहले से बता रहा हूँ. So either you say that it is offensive, तो don't ऐसा attend मत करो. Take the offense, because it's true also that government employees take birth to enjoy life. They are getting tax benefit. Only they are getting tax benefit. मतलब true or false? एक मिनट. I don't want any misinterpretation. True or false? Only government employees will get entertainment allowance. No, false. Anybody can get, and it will come in the total. Anybody can get, and it will come in the total. The tax benefit in the form of deduction is only for government employees. Matlab, if you are a private sector employee, the entertainment allowance received will fully come in the outer column. It will come in the total, and the amount here will be nil. No deduction. Means entertainment allowance is fully taxable without any tax benefit, no exemption, no deduction. If you are a government employee, is there a tax benefit? Will that amount come in the total? But later you can take a deduction. So will private sector employees receive entertainment allowance? Yes, but they will not get deduction. Deduction is only for government. How much deduction, that I will discuss. But you understand who will get the deduction? Well, think about it. private sector ko this tax benefit is not there. And if this, everyone else private sector, so if you feel, sir, this is unfair, so it is just the beginning. Throughout this chapter, every single section, whether exemption, whether deduction, the moment it is government employee, you close your eyes and say, sub benefit usko. Any tax benefit on the planet possible is given to government employees, so that they don't ask for more salary. Take exemption, take deduction, don't ask for more salary. Ye clear hai? Everyone? What is the deduction for entertainment allowance of government employees? We will learn that. But direct tax has a different expectation from you altogether. Direct tax expects you to learn what is written in front of you. Direct tax also wants you to interpret what is not written. If, read between lines. You have to understand things which are spoken. Okay, once I start talking, keep your mouth shut. You have to also understand that without speaking, that if not me but any teacher starts talking, ये basic manners है, that teacher will talk. So teacher बोल रहा है तभी you have to keep quiet. Do you think that has to be spoken also? अभी बोलो, अभी कुछ नहीं बोलेगा. Now why you are not opening your mouth? सुनो, there are certain things which are unwritten rules. Everything will not be written, and one such case is this. Have they specifically mentioned only government employee in entertainment allowance ka deduction received to anybody can? But is there any such thing written against standard deduction? Check kar. Nothing is written. That means standard deduction will be given to government ke non-government. Both. Nothing mentioned, no. That means government or private sector, both. When nothing is written, both eligible. समझा क्या? Hello. That means entertainment allowance will be received by government ke non-government. Received by government ke non-government. Both. Deduction only for government and standard deduction for both. What is going to be the deduction? Now quantum is very easy. There will be three amounts. Out of the three amounts, whichever is the lowest, smallest, following three में से whichever is the lowest amount will become your tax benefit. First amount, go and check how much is the actual allowance that you have received. In case it is not clear, it should be clear. You should know this. Actual allowance is going to be given to you. एक minute. It is precisely that amount only that we wrote here. The actual amount received. Without exemption, that amount came in the total. Hello. In fact, that amount also came in this total. That actual amount has to be one of the limits. In fact, actual amount will be in the limits throughout the chapter, because your tax benefit can never exceed the actual amount. The exemption or deduction that you are taking can never exceed the actual amount. You can't make it negative. I hope you are understanding. The first amount is always going to be actual. Second amount, 1/5. If I write 1/5 or if I write 20%, you understand it is one and the same. Calculate करके देख. Take any amount, उसका 1/5 कर या 20% कर. Same है. 1/5 of your basic salary. ये second amount. जो एक काम करो. Is this your basic salary? इसका 20%. मतलब first will be the amount that you have written here. Second will be basic salary का 1/5, 20%. And third, क्या ridiculous tax benefit है, and what the hell are they up to? 5,000 rupees per annum is the highest possible thing. And the reaction of Gen Z plus Sobo to this is, sir मेरे से ले लेना. But देखो, you know the amount is too less. I agree. But then this amount you do correctly or no will change your correct answer or wrong answer. So karna to you will have to do the correct thing, no? Out of these three things, whichever is lowest will become tax deduction only for government employees. Non-government employees के लिए it is going to be fully taxable, no deduction. मतलब supposingly my boss is giving me 6,000 entertainment allowance and my basic salary is 1 lakh full year का. First of all, this amount will be 1 lakh. This amount will be 6,000, which I will fully write in the outer column because no exemption, only deduction. Matlab, in this total, full 6,000 will come. Then I will come to deduction. Deduction calculation will be done only for government employees. Non-government, private sector employees के लिए there is no deduction. What is the first amount? Actual 6,000. Second amount 20,000 कैसे आया? 1 lakh का 1/5 20%. Third amount 5,000. 6,000, 20,000, 5,000. Whichever is lowest. What is your deduction? Khatam. That also only if government employee. That way it is only going to be a half mark adjustment in a big question of salary. But if it is MCQ and your final answer is wrong, so it is dangerous because MCQ is about the final answer. If it's a subjective question, you will lose marks only for that adjustment. But very easy. Actual 1/5 or 5,000, whichever is lower. And most important thing about this deduction is that this benefit is given only to government employees. And section 16(3), tax on employment, which is also known as professional tax. Tax on employment, which is also known as professional tax, only and only and only and only and only if it is paid. Tax on employment or professional tax only if it is paid. Remember one thing, whenever the payment is in the nature of any kind of tax, that means the receiver is government at some level, central, state or local. And to get tax benefit of that expenditure, it always has to be a paid amount. The moment you keep it outstanding, you won't get deduction. We have already seen one such case in income tax. Kaun sa case? We have seen one such case where tax ka benefit will be given only if it is paid. Municipal tax in house property only if paid. If it is unpaid, you won't get deduction. Here also the deduction will be only if paid. Let me clarify. Same as municipal tax. This amount can pertain to, means supposingly 1 year I don't pay any professional tax. Second year I don't pay. But third year I pay total of 3 years. So full deduction. But if it is outstanding, no deduction. Only if paid. Ye clear hai? And if nothing is specified hereafter, if the point is over, so this tax benefit is for government employee and non-government employee. When nothing is specified, government as well as non-government, both of them will get this deduction. That means the only deduction which is specific or exclusive to government employees is entertainment allowance. Are the other deductions given to all employees? Standard deduction and professional tax given to all employees. Ye clear hai? This is the third and the last deduction. Honestly speaking, I can actually draw these total wala lines and call this final answer. Jaise we had final answer of IFHP. This is my net taxable salary. But wait, we are not interested in the total right now. We have one unanswered question. Only if you ask, I will explain. If you don't want to know it, तो फिर मैं क्यों time waste करूं? You have any question? कोई question नहीं है? Sure? पक्का? मैडम आप? You are only saying एकदम prominently no. बोला सर नहीं अभी बोल के भी फंसो नहीं बोल के भी फंसो. What's your name? CHA? अच्छा ठीक है. What is professional tax? आप ही बोले I don't have any question. तो what is tax on employment? अभी वो बताओ. छनक बताओ बेटा. नहीं सर ये क्वेश्चन था I was going to ask. Listen to this carefully. Government of India is taking income tax from you, central government, in proportion of income that you earn. Correct? But government of Maharashtra comes and tells you, my state has given you livelihood. Hear me out. You are earning income in this state. And thus, you should pay some amount to the state government for getting job in the state. tax on employment. अब सुन, if they levy this tax as a percentage of what you are earning, then it will become income tax, which constitutionally state government does not have the power. But if state government tells you, for having a job in my state, we will take every month 200 rupees from your monthly salary is 5,000, then also we will take 200. Your monthly salary is 50,000, 5 lakh, 50 lakhs per month. We will take 200. Are we charging you that amount on the basis of income that you are earning? No, we are taking a fixed amount. It's not income tax because that is constitutionally not our power. But a fixed amount for doing job in my state, we can charge. That is called tax on employment. For getting job in that state, you have to pay professional tax. Only if paid, irrespective of the year. So 3-4 years you don't pay, but 5th year you pay the total. Take total cut deduction. And government or non-government, both employees. And don't make those faces, because the amounts charged by state governments are ridiculously low. Highest in the country, Maharashtra, it takes 200 per month. There are 12 months in a year. So full year ka 2400, but March ke month mein they take 100 rupees extra. Matlab 11 months ka 200 hai, last month 300. So total highest professional tax in the country you will find 2500 full year ka. We will give you tax benefit of that also only if paid. Well, if you look at the whole deduction aspect from a private sector employee's POV in old regime, उसका life का financial year का highest tax benefit is 52,500. कैसे? Standard deduction and 2,500. Government employee होगा तो 5,000 only extra, no? Because upper cap is 5,000. Salary में, in the name of deduction, honestly speaking, you are not getting anything. Salaried employees are the worst case for chartered accountants also, because in their cases, there is bare minimum tax planning that we can do. When there is no deduction only, there is no tax benefit only, how can we plan it? The amounts given here are ridiculously low. The most honest taxpayers of the country are salaried employees. Not because they are honest, but because there is very little scope of manipulation. In this regard, PGBP is the best possible chapter for chartered accountants manipulation, is because you can book any expense account debit to cash, expense to cash, to cash. Why not to bank? Because you never paid it. You are only passing journal entries reducing your profits, and PGBP will be your actual profit. So in business, we do book fake expenses. But salary mein, what kind of expense will you book? There is no deduction only for any expense except the 3 things that they have given here. That also for private sector, they have only 2 things. So after taking the 2 deductions, you will finally get your net taxable salary. Of course, the net taxable salary that you get here is a component of NTTI. Hey Prabhu, hey Hari Ram. आगे क्या है? हाँ, कृष्ण जगन्नाथ. ठीक. So this one final answer of net taxable salary will become a small component of your NTTI. But ठीक है, we have identified that to learn taxable income from salary, the 2 big components that we will have to learn, the chapter is divided into identifiable parts, that is allowances and perquisite. This is the format of calculating income from salary. Just like in house property, we had GAV, municipal tax, NAV, standard deduction, interest. ये वो format है. Start every salary का sum with basic salary. Then take your allowances in the inner column and calculate exemption, subtract it and take taxable in the outer column. Then perquisite ka directly you take taxable value. What will you get? Gross salary, from which there are totally 3 deductions. For government as well as non-government, standard deduction, maximum 50 or maximum 75 based on which regime? Government employees only, there is entertainment allowance ka deduction, 3 amounts whichever is lower, and professional tax only and only if you have paid. Ye clear hai? With this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo Sajjano Mitro, we get done with the introduction of the chapter salary, and now we know that the 2 distinct parts that we have to learn in the chapter are: first part, allowances. Tell me if you know the following things about allowances already. First thing, it is over and above your salary. Over and above your salary. Monetary in nature. It is taxable, but from the amount so received, there is some amount which will be exempt. So what is going to be our presentation? Third time I am telling you this. There will be an actual amount received, which is A, which will be given to us in the question. From this we will learn how much is the amount which is exempt under section 10, and accordingly we will get our target. Our target is the amount which is taxable. Samjha? First, allowance, and I'll tell you what, all the allowances that I will learn are clauses of section 10. Q. What is section 10? Exempt income, and we are under allowances learning only how to calculate the amount which is exempt. First allowance. Start may be a little slow, but gradually things will pick up speed, because starting may you have to understand the meanings also. First allowance, this will be clearly understood by probably those who have corporate or any kind of employees at home. You must have often heard from them the concept of leave travel allowance, LTA, and some places they also call it one more name hai, leave travel concession. You hear corporate employees speaking at home, this year I have taken my LTA, this year I have taken my LTA. Someone like घर में कोई employee नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. Let's learn the tax treatment, which you can even if you don't have any employer. What is this thing called? Leave travel allowance. The moment it is allowance, one thing is for sure, your boss is giving you money, because allowance has to be monetary in nature. Yes or no? Hello, monetary benefit. Why has the boss given you this money? For example, house rent allowance, the name is self-explanatory. Your boss is giving you LTA. The name tells us why is the boss giving you. You are going on a holiday with your family. Normal people go with family. When you go for a holiday, will you be buying some tickets? Whichever mode you prefer. Air ticket, या train ticket, या bus ticket, या ship ticket, whichever mode you prefer. Will you be having some ticket ka cost? Guess karo, where are you getting money to buy that ticket from? Guess karo, where is the money coming from? Salary mein se. So salary to already aa gaya, there is no allowance. Your employer is giving you some extra money over and above salary to buy your picnic ka tickets. So boss is giving you salary plus LTA. Is that over and above salary? Monetary in nature. For what purpose? Every allowance I cover with you, under the name of the allowance, we will write the meaning of the allowance. Money paid. Money paid for what purpose? Arey, your boss is paying you money to buy holiday ka tickets. Boss is paying you money to buy tickets for a holiday. Lots of questions will come. Keep them for the end, because unless and until the concept is over and I haven't told you anything, so obviously your query will be somewhere answered. In fact, you all are that intelligent audience who can get those queries advanced. For some people, I have to first explain the question kya hai, what can be a problem, and then explain the provision. So you hold your horses, please. Let me only explain the problem. Boss is giving you 10,000 rupees as allowance. Is that the amount received? And remember always, the question will start with the received amount given to us. What do you do with that money? Agarbatti every morning? No. If you do agarbatti and you don't buy any tickets, so 10,000 only is fully taxable. But we are assuming that the money so received from your employer, what have you done? Purchase tickets. Supposingly, you are going with your spouse, matlab employee and spouse, husband or wife, and you buy 2 tickets, 2,000 each. So 2 plus 2, 4,000. What is the cost that you have incurred to buy tickets? 4,000. Amount received? 10. But from that spent to buy tickets, so how much is saved in your pocket? What taxable? because we will grant you exemption of how much ever you spend for buying the tickets. But is it possible that the plan was last moment? Too excited everyone, wow, 19th ka timetable mein nothing is there, wow. But first question is, sir, after 19th and further how many days nothing is there? Some of you all over anxiety, your over anxious soul must have already gone individually to the management. So then total Diwali ka total kitna hoga? Total one by one, just like, sir, both batches are at par. Your life ka main question today, only thing that is relevant to you in life right now, sir, are both batches at par? तो आपने, you must have gone and asked. Supposingly Sunday को you come to know कि next full week is Diwali. ऐसा कुछ है? I'm not making any announcement. I said supposing. I started by saying supposing. Next full week. So you make a last moment plan. Is that possible? With that time, tickets are expensive, especially during the Diwali season. So your husband, wife together ka ticket, employee ka we are talking about, 6 plus 6, 12,000. Instead of 2 plus 2, 4, it becomes 6 plus 6, 12. Now you don't say, nahi, sir, he got only 10. How can he buy 12 ka ticket? So jeb mein khud ka money you don't have. You have own money also, no? You received how much allowance? 10. But you end up spending. So obviously exemption can't be 12. You can't make negative amount taxable. So maximum what will be exempt? In other words, I believe you've already identified how much is the amount exempt. The amount exempt is going to be least of the following. First, the actual amount received. First, the actual received. In our example, how much is that amount? 10,000. Or suno, oh bro, suno. The same amount which is my A year is that actual amount received only, no year. From which I am taking that exemption. The actual amount received. So do you have the brain to understand? This will be given in the question. But what have I done with the actual amount received? What have I done? Amount spent to buy tickets. Come on. Arey, what are you going to do with the money received? Buy tickets. And of course, the tickets will be of yourself and family. Unless you are a solo traveler, backpacker, lonely guy. So there is going to be some family ka tickets also you purchase. In the example itself, we took own plus spouse 2 plus 2, 4. Yeah, another case 6 plus 6. But do you realize whether 2 plus 2 or 6 plus 6, both amounts were given to you in the question? So think about it from CA exam perspective. How much is the allowance received? Question gave us. How much is the amount spent? Question gave us. We have to do what? Choose whichever is lower. And that's the amount which is exempt. What is the exemption of LTA? Very simple language, man. Received or spent, whichever is lower. You understand or no? So say it with me. What is the amount of exempt LTA? Received or spent, whichever is lower. One more time, please. Received or spent, whichever. But here there is scope of tax evasion, manipulation. You will have to understand. You will have to understand. The amount that you receive is in your employer ka control. It was your employer that gave you 10,000. There can be another employer who is giving 1 lakh. Who decides how much you will receive? Employer. If he is giving you more money, will you say, nahi, sir, bahut zyada hai 1 lakh? You will take it. Correct. The amount spent is under employee control. You purchase tickets of 2,000 ke 6,000, that is in your control. If your dumb, foolish employer has given you 1 lakh, you got excited. Bola, chhodna, abhi free mein I am getting money. Let's buy business class. Mumbai to Delhi ka hi agar air ticket economy class ka, it will be 2, 3,000, 4,000. Last moment pe you get in 4, 5,000. You book early to 2, 2,500. It is lower than Rajdhan. But same if you go and book for a business class ticket between Mumbai and Delhi, it will go to 20, 25,000. But you are ready to spend. Why? Because you got free money. So boss gave you 1 lakh. You spent business class ka ticket ka 25 plus 25, 50,000. Now what is your exemption? 1 lakh or 50, whichever is lower. Matlab, without any control, your boss has given you a big amount. And without any control, you have spent a big amount. If you understand this one thing, so I will go ahead. that the first two amounts are not in government control. Amount at point A is under the control of employer, how much to give you, and amount at point B is under the control of employee, how much to spend. It was observed that people are making crazy expenditure, and I hope you understand, not just making very high amount of expense, but also taking that as tax benefit. So we will bring a control by bringing one amount from income tax department perspective, the amount which will be given to you in income tax rules. Because we want to somehow put a curb prohibition on the senseless, endless and limitless tax benefit that you are taking on the law of received or spent, whichever is lower. We have to somewhere cut down that tax benefit that you are taking. So what to do? 1/3 limit will be given by income tax. And listen, it is not given in the act. Where is it given? Rules. Who frames the rules? Central government. Short-term memory loss. Act will be made by parliament. Rules will be framed by limited space. Na? So new data is coming, old data is going. ले लो iCloud storage. अरे who frames income tax rules? CBDT. CBDT has given this third amount in rules. मतलब first amount without any control your boss can give you anything. Second amount without any control you can spend anything. But third amount government will put a restriction on the exemption by deciding some lump sum amounts in income tax rules. And who has framed those rules? This third amount will depend on your mode of journey. Which mode of travel have you taken? Possibility 1, you have traveled by air. Is that possible? Means listen, boss will give you money. At that time, he won't ask you, how are you going to travel? He will give whatever he has to. Then when you buy tickets, at that time you decide air ticket, train ticket, ke bus ticket. Case 1, you have traveled by air. If you travel by air, so income tax will restrict your third amount. Ye third amount ka discussion we are doing. Third amount is given in income tax rules. We will take economy class fare of the national carrier. Basically, we will take economy class fare. So true or false? It is compulsory to travel economy class. Nah. Boss gave you 1 lakh. You purchased 50,000 का business class ticket. तो सुनो, point A का amount 1 lakh. Point B का amount 50,000. But what is economy class fare of this sector? We will restrict your exemption on that amount, to that amount. You understood? Wait, lot of questions, lot of doubts, everything will be clarified. One big practical problem is this, that India no longer has any national carrier. We used to have Indian Airlines once upon a time. We used to have Air India. Merger took place. They became one organization. And Air India has now been returned to its original owner. कौन? The Tatas. First of all, practical difficulty ये है that there is no national carrier. In practical life, it may possibly be difficult unless government starts its own airline. Government is not going to start own airline or own airport anytime soon, because airlines, airports, everything now given to private organizations. हाँ सब मालूम है, don't take names. Okay, so real life it is very very difficult, almost impossible to determine this amount. But then you must have heard those things, ना? ये है आम जिंदगी, ये है exam जिंदगी. As far as exam is concerned, they have to give you कि तो आप क्या सोच रहे हो कि एग्जाम में they will give you a tab enabled with internet के मुंबई दिल्ली का एयर टिकट चेक कर. They have to give you this amount. So there is going to be an amount which is received, given to you, amount which you have spent, given to you, and what is the economy class fare, that also will be given to you. Your exemption is going to be whichever is lowest. Supposingly boss gives you 1 lakh. Now listen, boss gives you 1 lakh. You buy business class tickets of 50,000, but economy class fare per person was only 3,000. So 3 plus 3, 6. 1 lakh, 50,000 or 6,000, whichever is lowest. 6,000 exempt. How much taxable? 94 कैसे है? Because from 1 lakh we are subtracting. Received minus exempt. Correct है? Hello? But is it possible that the journey was done through any other mode? The picnic was not by air. So what will you do? You will have to go and check the origin. Let us assume that you have started your picnic from Mumbai. Is your origin and your destination connected by rail? Is your origin and destination connected by rail? What are the two possibilities? Yes, supposingly Mumbai to Delhi you are going on a picnic, so they are connected by rail. But maybe Mumbai to Alibag you are going for a picnic, so they are not connected by rail. Hello? If they are connected by rail, so the amount as per income tax rules. So no, this is only discussion on the third amount, C wala point. First two amounts are constant. What are they? First wala is, come on, actual received. Second is actual spent. The discussion is about the third amount. Are you following? If they are connected by rail, we will take first AC rail fare of that sector. अभी knowledge के लिए I am telling you, you may not have the opportunity of traveling by train, तो मैं बता दूं that railways has got multiple classes. The lowest is general class, unreserved, where you go to the toilet and somebody will come and sit on your seat. No reservation. ऐसा होता, there is a class in the general coach. Above that we have sleeper coach, where windows will be open so you can throw things around the railway track, litter the whole country. Non-AC sleeper coach. Then AC coaches start. Lowest is 3-tier AC. Abhi 3-tier mein bhi they have started a new class, 3 economy. Above 3 economy there is 3A, but there will be 3 seats and side wala. Then after 3 AC there is 2 AC. Seats are wider. There will be only 4 seats. Side wala, side upper lower will be as it is. And then the highest is a class called first AC, where there will be 4 people ka cabin or 2 people ka coupe. You can lock it and it's your private room. And lots of influencers have already shown you videos of first AC ka rail ka bogie. You yourself don't travel by rail, but influencers have shown you videos. Rajdhani ka first AC. You can lock that, so you don't have to even arrange your luggage. First AC is the most expensive class. What I want you to examine here is, when they gave you tax benefit of air travel, they took the lowest economy class. But same thing when it comes to rail, they are actually taking the highest class. Logic hai, you want it? Say yes or say no. Simple. If you say yes, तो फिर time लगेगा. You have to accept it. So you have the option of saying no. Yes. So no. When we compare economy class and business class in air travel, economy class Mumbai Delhi 3,000, air travel 20,000, 25,000, 8 times. The gap is massive. They want to give you the best possible tax benefit, but business class ka gap is too much, and therefore they are restricting it to economy class. But when you want, I will give you actual comparable numbers in train travel. There is a train which goes from Mumbai to a city called Jodhpur in Rajasthan. The name of the train, Surana Express. It will start from a station Bandra in Mumbai and go up to that station Jodhpur. If you travel by sleeper coach, non-AC coach, the price will be about 400, 500 rupees. AC will be expensive. 3-tier AC ka 1218. पागल मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Second AC का 1845. I am not even giving you round figures. I am giving you exact ticket price. First AC का 3,095 rupees per person. Exact prices I am giving. Of course, IRCTC का charges and transaction charges that I am not counting. तो किसमें IRCTC में कर? नहीं. छोड़ ना, क्यों कर भी क्यों रहा है? I am telling you no. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Do you realize that the gap is not much, and thus we want to give you the highest possible tax benefit? But airline में if we end up giving you that highest possible will be too high, we don't want to give you itna bhi high benefit, and consequently airline में as per income tax rules the amount is economy class, but other modes में train travel में the rule is first AC. Everyone is with me? सुनो, so true or false, it is compulsory to travel by first AC? नहीं सुन sir, if your question is sir लेकिन but I travel by 3 tier AC, I travel by general dabba, 200 rupees unreserved seat, wherever there is place that is your place. तो सुनो, in that case this second wala amount will be lower, no? So third amount में first AC rail fare, but if your actual expense is only 400 rupees, so exemption will be whichever is lowest. I hope you are understanding. Okay, so if you travel by air, so the amount as per income tax rules is economy class, but if you don't travel by air and origin and destination are connected by rail, so what's your answer? First AC rail fare. But is it possible origin and destination not connected by rail? Mumbai Alibag, for example. You want examples? You take Mumbai Jodhpur here, you take Mumbai Delhi here, you write Mumbai Alibag. Once upon a time I told you, don't blindly write only what I am writing. There are some explanatory examples that I am giving. Short में, if you must have written example Mumbai Delhi, example Mumbai Jodhpur, example Mumbai Alibag, so later on you will remember the explanation. Video का access तो you have in case you have forgotten anything, but वो देखते नहीं हो आप, वो that you and me both know. Okay, so listen, possible Mumbai Alibag. So your next thing that you check is there any recognized mode of transport? वापस चालू हो गए. Any recognized mode of transport exists. What are the two possibilities? Again, yes or no. For example, Mumbai to Alibag, there may not be train transport, but here in our area at a place called Masgaon, Bhaucha, Dakka, there is M2M Roro ferries. Roro is roll on roll off. With the car you can go in the ferry. उसके अंदर there are classes. हाँ वही ऊपर वाला मिडल वाला अलग अलग क्लास. Same. Again, there is not much difference between the various classes, and thus they want to give you highest possible benefit. They will give you tax benefit of the first class or deluxe fare. मतलब which is the only place where they are taking the lowest amount? Air travel economy class, because business class and economy class का difference is massive. But otherwise we'll take first AC, deluxe. But what if there is no any recognized mode? अब उसमें से whichever is highest you take. But I hope you understand. जैसे there is deluxe bus also and there is deluxe ferry also. You will take supposingly whichever is higher. You have the choice between ferry and bus. Highest लिया, but highest won't become your exemption. Ultimately, if your actual expenditure is lower, तो वो तो lower होगा ना. And what if there is no recognized mode of transport? Say Mumbai से you go to Daman. दमन का कोई स्टेशन है क्या? I don't know. Sorry, I don't think so. And we go to Daman for obvious reasons. Union territory है ना, थोड़ा beaches etc. तो ladies and gentlemen, please understand, there is no recognized transport. तो फिर how to decide? Because we don't have air fare, we don't have rail fare, we don't have any first class or deluxe fare. If you don't pay attention now, you will see stars in broad daylight. Some of you all already are experiencing that. So please पूरा सुनो, क्योंकि shock होगा. You'll be shocked to now listen to what is happening here. They are saying take first AC rail fare. Already in the previous part of the chart, you are telling me that rail connectivity nahi. And between two places where there is no rail connectivity, you are asking me to take what? Ganja. Because you have lack of clarity about railway tariff in our country. Let me complete this. Railway tariff is on the basis of distance between origin and destination. So I gave you examples of that Mumbai Jodhpur ka train. That Jodhpur is the final destination. That train starts from Mumbai, Surat comes, Ahmedabad comes. These are Gujarat ka stations. Fare is different. Rajasthan starts. Rajasthan ka there are some stations, Abu Road, Rani, etc. The rates are different. Abhi don't tell me sir पूरे train का route बोल के दिखाओ. That is not the objective of the class. Point is that you get down early, the fare will be lower. Railway tickets का pricing is on the basis of distance traveled. Every train ticket, I-ticket, E-ticket, check करो. They will always give you distance traveled on the face of the ticket. So इस distance का had there been rail connectivity, so what will be the fare? If your doubt is, because again you will start searching, कौन सा था? Exigo, Trivago, अगोड़ छोड़ना नहीं देखना, नहीं देखना. सुनो, ओ CA student, your exam life is ridiculously easy. The maximum confusion that they can do with you is they'll give you first AC, second AC, third AC. Second point में you will take actual expense. Third point में you will take first AC. Followed? So whenever you get leave travel allowance, that is money received to go on holiday. From that money you will spend something. We will give you exemption. Received amount inner column. Exemption is how much? 3 amounts में whichever is lowest. 3 amounts में first amount decided by your employer is going to be amount received given in the question. Second amount is amount spent to buy tickets of yourself and your family. Again given to you in the question. Hello. Third, if we don't keep any control, the endless tax benefit will be taken by people, and thus on the basis of mode of travel, income tax rules में CBDT has put a limit. Air journey, economy class. Any other mode में तो railway का first AC. If there is no rail connectivity, तो any other transport का first class fare. And if that is also not that, तो railway का distance wise first AC. Is that clear? While the calculation part for exam perspective, see if you understand, there will be 3 amounts, all 3 will be given to you. So that way there is nothing great that they can test you in your exam on this. But there are some points on the above calculation which you need to know very clearly, and absence of knowledge of these points will result in lack of or loss of marks. Very, very important clarification. First, for the purpose of the calculation that we are doing above, ABC, received, spent, IT rules, whichever is lowest, the picnic has to be in India. So true or false, income tax law prohibits foreign holidays. Acha, ek minute, let me reframe. True or false, foreign picnics are banned in our country. Can you go on a foreign holiday? But don't buy tickets. So कैसे जाएगा? Can you buy tickets? But they are saying only in India. Then what do you mean? For exemption purposes, it has to be in India. मतलब foreign holiday के लिए boss will not give you leave travel allowance. That is also false. Boss can give you any amount. You can spend that money, but the amount received will be fully taxable because we are denying any kind of exemption. The received amount only will become the, come on, the received amount will become the taxable amount. ये clear है? Second, when you are taking the ticket का cost, you should take that cost as per the shortest distance. मैं समझा. Don't make faces. Canil ना? नहीं, नाम सही बोला. Don't make faces. मैं समझा. Supposingly this is India. You have gone on a picnic from Mumbai to Delhi. So Mumbai to Delhi ka tickets you will purchase. Sir, I am going on a picnic from Mumbai to Delhi via London. Via London. Abhi London is somewhere on the northwest. Abhi exact. The map is not to scale. So you can't be taking that exemption. I hope you understand. From the place where you started to your final destination, whatever is the direct route, we have to talk about the direct route here. Of course, oh anxious souls, you can always ask me. So actually, I am going from Mumbai to Himachal, Kasoli. Kasoli for peace of mind. But so tickets to I'll buy only till Delhi, no. So then from Delhi I will take a car and go to Sun, bro. Dekh. After reaching Delhi, your further journey traveled from Delhi to Himachal is not coming anywhere in the discussion. So on paper at the time of taking exemption, the employee simply says, I went on a picnic from Mumbai to Delhi. This is what my boss paid and this is the train ticket, air ticket ka cost and the third amount. Without getting into the intimate details that I have gone to Himachal or etc. See, on paper you have proof only of travel from Mumbai to Delhi. So just simply claim that my picnic was Mumbai to Delhi. And on the basis of Mumbai to Delhi ka ticket, claim your exemption. From Delhi further you went where? Nobody is interested. You just show your origin and the final destination. And whatever is the ticket cost by shortest distance. Clear hua? Third comes a very, very important question which no one asked me, but I think maybe the reason is that he will, ये sir बताएंगे ना, obviously. हाँ नहीं ऐसे कोई रुकता नहीं, but you probably did not guess only that question. इसका काम है ना, make him wait back after class. We have to do bashing. So, whose tickets you purchase and you become eligible for exemption? If you purchase your own ticket, are you eligible for exemption? And if you purchase your family ka ticket, are you eligible for ticket purchase for family members? Don't you think you should have asked me this question? Sir, who is family? Listen to this statement first. Family is not whom you consider. Family is what they have defined. If you consider someone your closest friend, closest buddy, best friend forever, mother from another brother. No, I did it purposely. ऐसे देखना पड़ता. After 3 hours, you are paying attention. That was a Pakistani cricketer, Umar Akmal. He has. You don't know. And then Sarfaraz bola, my answer also seemed no different. Suno, your closest friend, your chaddi, buddy, etc. is not family as per income tax. Income tax is very, very clear. Following people are family. Matlab, if you buy tickets of the following people, their ticket ka cost will be allowed to be taken in the second point ka actual expenditure. Take a minute. What is the first point? Boss gave me how much? Third point is income tax rules ka amount. But in the second point, we have to take my actual expenditure. My actual expenditure of my own ticket. And in that I will add ticket cost of family members. Only the following people ka tickets will be considered. So other than the following people, you can't go on a picnic with anyone. Correct? No, you can. But their ticket will not be considered in point 2. Very interesting. Huh? First, the most obvious. Spouse. 1 minute. My students are the only students in the country who need clarification. Huh? So true or false? You can't have good relation with your neighbor's spouse. False. You can't go out on a picnic with her. False. You can't buy her tickets. False. But that won't be considered. Don't do it openly. That won't be considered. For exemption purposes, it is not going to be considered. Everyone is with me? Second, children. Here, no clarification. You can consider your neighbor's children your own children, but 1 minute. Chhod. You never know. Let me clarify only. Own children. Will your children be considered? Yes. 1 minute, ruko. Mr. X is the employee. He is purchasing wife ka ticket. Will that be considered? Wife, own. Will that be considered? Wife is elder than him. Then also, wife is independent, earning more than him. Then also, spouse है ना? Non-resident है तो? Still, bro, कैसी भी है? मतलब dependent, independent, resident, non-resident, elder, younger, as long as it is your own spouse, as long as it is your own spouse, it is going to be considered. Because story में twist है. रुको. They have also covered parents and siblings, but here they have specified that they have to be financially dependent upon you. Parents and siblings only if dependent. मतलब parents siblings अगर independent है तो you don't go with them on a picnic? You can, but don't pay for their ticket. You can. You won't get exemption. Their ticket won't be considered. Grandparents, grandchildren, not covered. Independent parents and siblings, not covered. See, when I say neighbor's wife is not family, officially it is not. Internally we can, but officially it is not. वैसे भी कोई openly नहीं claim करेगा ticket of neighbor's cost, neighbor's wife ticket cost. But सुनो, we can openly claim that we have paid for our independent parents, independent sibling, grandparents, grandchildren. We can make that open claim, but we won't be getting them for the purpose of exemption. Which means the conclusion is spouse and children always, but parents and siblings only if dependent. Spouse, children, dependent parents and dependent siblings. But this is family. Okay. वैसे in the leave travel allowance का section, I have 3 more points, but थोड़ा सा next point का ना थोड़ा sprinkling is important, and because there is one task that you will have to do. In the next point, we will be targeting one student in class. It has to be a male student. So you all please wait back for 5 minutes, have a mutual discussion. Don't include me in that. Just finally tell me कि sir इस काम के लिए मंथन है. You all decide amongst yourself. But my question, I am explaining the question for what you have to choose that one student of your class. Question explain करूँ? सुनो. When I start buying tickets, myself will be only one person. Spouse will be one. Sometimes it can be 4 also. Before you ask me. But that's... एक minute. मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. Let me talk. Okay. But that's the maximum. Parents will be only 2. First of all, we are not living in Ramayana era that people will take care of their siblings. Even if they do, chalo khana we can give. We don't take them on picnic. And even if we do maximum 1 or 2. Matlab, in self there is number ka limit. In parents there is number ka limit. Spouse may be 1 or 4. In siblings there is number ka limit. But there is one place where you can take unlimited tax benefit. By children. Because whether you have 1, 10 or 20, as long as they are your, you will be taking the benefit. So those who take benefit by having more and more children, there is some restriction on them in the next point D. So you have to now wait back for a couple of minutes and decide who is that person in your class who is taking more and more exemption by targeting the number, unlimited number here, because uske liye there is a change in law. We will discuss that as a part of our point D. Please make sure you have revised this much and come. We'll continue with our chapter income from salary in the next class. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.